live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Cole. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Cole. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. They're trying to ball like big folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do your dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. They're trying to ball like big folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do your dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co.
All right, good morning and welcome in here on this Tuesday morning. We appreciate all of you getting in here and starting your morning with us as we are live from our Southern Regional Medical Center studios. Shout out to the team here at SRMC as they house Tingle & Co., brought to you by FANDUEL. FANDUEL brings you our show every single day. Anytime you see Tingle & Co. live, make sure you think of our friends over at FANDUEL because it would not be possible without their support. So make sure you go ahead and download the FANDUEL app, go to the FANDUEL website, and always gamble responsibly. Always. Not $90,000 and over 100 bets. We'll obviously get into some gambling talks this morning as there's NBA Finals basketball last night. Like we said, if you would have taken the Spurs, we told you yesterday morning, the FanDuel line was plus 106 on the Spurs money line, and they do indeed win. I had a same-game parlay of the Spurs money line, Wembanyama 20+, which he scored 32. I could have juiced it up a little bit. And Stephon Castle 15+. Could have juiced that up a little bit more. That cash last night as the Spurs win Game 3 and make the series a little bit more interesting. And then tonight, we've got Lloyd's favorite sport. As the Stanley Cup continues on, the Golden Knights lead 2-1 at 7:20 p.m. tonight. You have the Golden Knights are not favored. The Hurricanes are favored minus 113 on the money line and minus 1.5 points on the spread. That's plus 210 for them to win and to cover that spread. Knights plus 1.5 minus 265. Over under 5.5 goals. And I would say
where the rubber meets the pipe.
All of those 5.5 goals, if the overhits, will happen in probably the third period. Mm-hmm. That seems to be a theme.
The third trimester of hockey, when it gets really good.
There you go.
And they birth overtime.
What are you feeling for a little hockey tonight? Who wins it? Straight up.
Are they in Vegas?
They are. Good thing the FanDuel Sportsbook app will tell me they are in Vegas.
Is it 2-1?
It is 2-1. Knights lead.
I believe this is going 7.
I like that.
Steal one on the road. The old Hurricanes go to Vegas, which would be an actual tragedy if there's a hurricane in Vegas.
Would be a tragedy.
I don't think they're built for that.
They're not. Not many places are.
Well, Carolina is.
There you go.
Named their whole team after it.
Come on now.
The New Orleans Hurricanes. Could have. Or you could
Shouldn't.
just be the
That's bad taste. I
New Orleans What were you?
Josers.
The Orphans.
The Orphans.
Oh, the Orphans.
The
Hell
NOLA
yeah,
Orphans
dude.
over there.
Shout out.
Shout out. But yep, NBA Finals basketball last night, Stanley Cup tonight. The Spurs get the win. It was a great basketball game yesterday, and hopefully a great hockey game tonight in the Stanley Cup Finals. But good morning, Lloyd, Wyatt, sirs, fellas. How are we doing?
Excellent, sir. Did you see Michael Bloomberg's mask get knocked off during the game?
I did not.
Jose Alvarado, when he went into the crowd, hit Michael Bloomberg. I don't know who that is, but
Me neither.
It seems important. He's
So
wearing,
that's why
he's wearing a
he's
mask. But he had to fix it, and that was all.
Had
That was
to
all the
adjust it a
hubbub.
little bit?
All the hubbub on Twitter. Maybe the famous people shouldn't sit so close.
Lloyd is very highly invested in this mask
Situation.
controversy around and about the powers that be. You believe a lot of people are in a mask?
I do. Jim Carrey.
The mask.
Started it all. Then he wore a mask
Then he
to
wore-
France.
That I don't want to talk about. That scared me.
It was scary.
That was frightening. Wyatt, how are you, sir?
I'm great. Had a great night of watching NBA Finals last night. Nice little kava dinner.
There you go.
Smoked a cigarette. Made a friend on the balcony.
You
We're
did?
all good. Or on the porch, rather.
On the porch. There you go. Making
Have a great
friends,
night.
Wyatt. Great job. We appreciate all of you starting your morning with us this morning. We have a second hour full of guests as at 9 a.m. to open up hour number 2. Glen West will make his way back onto the show. Finally was able to get back in contact with him as he's gotten his Twitter account finally back. He's back on X after a hiatus when I believe his account had gotten hacked. He's finally gotten his at Glen West 21 X account back. So make sure you go follow him, check him out. He's now a part of the On 3 team over there. So we'll talk to him as LSU added 2 more commits yesterday after a huge recruiting weekend, and then that will roll right into 9:30 a.m. when everyone's favorite LSU quarterback Rohan Davey will make his way into the studio to hang out with the boys. After we hung out with him yesterday, cooked up some hot dogs at the Red Stick Spice Kitchen. Shout out to Roe, Red Stick Spice, the team over there, and of course Lloyd's mother.
And Iverstein's.
And Iverstein's for the hot dogs. But Lily and Roe attacked the kitchen once again, and delicious hot dogs. We'll get that content out to you guys very, very soon, but we'll make sure to have Roe in here at 9:30 this morning to talk all things college sports, both LSU and just the NCAA, or what was once the NCAA. Now I don't know what you would call it. But good morning to all of you. That'll be the fun hour number 2 we have in store. But a big day of news yesterday on the LSU football front. As before we dive into some of this Brendan Sorsby conversation, which we did react to a little bit yesterday, but now we've had a day to kind of digest it, read about it, listen to it, and really maybe see if we've got any other thoughts. But before we get to that, just want to give a shout out to some LSU football recruiting. As they add Marquez Davis, a 3-star cornerback commit. CoreyRaymond.com is what we have dubbed him, because when you think of the bill, was he 6'3", 185? Is just a Corey Raymond built cornerback. He is one heck of an athlete, and if you watch the film, it is beyond impressive. He commits to the Tigers yesterday. He is the first of 2, as he is followed by one Cade Cooper, who commits to the Tigers. The 4-star wide receiver out of Pennsylvania makes his pledge to LSU. So a Louisiana get out of Opelousas, and then a Pennsylvania wide receiver. Lloyd, they have shifted from the purples in these pictures, but now they're wearing icy whites. All whites. Got the all whites on. But Marquez Davis and Cade Cooper, the newest LSU Tigers. Wyatt, what is LSU getting in these 2 guys that have joined and committed to LSU?
Yeah, I love Cade Cooper. I think he's ranked in the top 200 in at least one of the recruiting services. He's a really good prospect. It was kind of, I think it came down to him and Miguel Whitley, who's the St. Aug wide receiver who committed to Ole Miss last week. Like we talked about, I don't think LSU put the biggest priority on Miguel Whitley. They decided to go with Cade Cooper. They were able to get him in on a visit this past weekend and able to get him to shut it down, so I'm really happy about that. I think LSU is going to sign 4, maybe even 5 receivers in this class. You've already got 3 committed. Amari Stevens from Florida. You got Braylon Calais from Louisiana, and then Cade Cooper from up north. You're still in it for Xavier Sabb and Easton Royal, who were on campus last weekend. There's been talk that you're going to maybe get more involved from Monshin Sales, who's the number 2 wide receiver in the country, 5-star from Indiana. So this is going to be a massive wide receiver haul for Lane Kiffin in his first year at LSU. And it looks like they've got 3 of the 4 or 5 that they're going to sign already. And then Marquez Davis, we've talked about him ad nauseum. I mean, he is just a toolbox of traits and physicality that Corey Raymond is just going to be able to do whatever he wants with. I truly believe, I think he's rated like in the 1400s right now in the recruiting services. I have no doubt in my mind he will finish as a top 500 prospect in the entire country. Maybe he sticks on that borderline 3-star line, whatever. That kid is going to play in purple and gold, and Corey Raymond's going to turn him into a very, very serviceable corner. And there's more recruiting news on the way, hopefully.
Well, it reminds me a little bit of, P.J. Woodland was not this highly touted corner coming out of high school. He was a 3-star with the physical traits, a little undersized even. Marquez, I think, is a little more built for college football now than PJ was. He needed that year of development. But then he becomes one of your 3 best corners last year in the rotation, and then now is going to be a staple on one side of the field. And so that's what it reminds me of. It's one of those pieces that you have the tools, you have the physical traits, the ability. You just need to mold them into a starting SEC cornerback, and that's what Corey Raymond is going to do. So I'm excited for that commitment because Marquez Davis is a dog, an Opelousas cornerback that is a standout on the football field and the basketball court, has all the physical traits and abilities to be really, really good. And that's my favorite thing. The pressure's now on Corey Raymond and Blake Baker to turn him into what he can be. Because he's got everything else taken care of. And then Cooper, I do want to ask a question to both of you, Lloyd, Wyatt, in the chat as well. Do y'all have any concern that there has been a more, because they are still recruiting Louisiana heavily, obviously, but a national approach recruiting-wise? Because I do think it does set off alarms. I think Cade Cooper's a really good football player. I watched some of his film. I think he's a really good wide receiver. He's extremely talented. But a lot of people, when they think of LSU wide receiver, they think of homegrown Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Terrace Marshall. Like, those are all – that's an elite group of receivers I named, all from the state of Louisiana, right? And then now you hear – LSU wide receiver commit out of Pennsylvania. I think that kind of people hear it and they go, kind of piques their interest. What is y'all's reaction? Do y'all have any concern maybe with a more national approach, especially at that position?
I wouldn't say concern. It is something I've noticed, and I knew exactly where you were going with the question as soon as you started it, because I have thought about it a good bit. And I think it's interesting specifically because of the Miguel Whitley situation. It seems like they kind of, I don't want to say passed on Miguel Whitley, but kind of prioritized Cade Cooper, who's from Pennsylvania, a little bit higher up on the board. And it goes back to during the Brian Kelly era of you went out to, I think the biggest one that everyone talked about was you went out to Nevada, Las Vegas, and you went and got Jeremiah Hughes, who was a 3-star from Bishop Gorman, when you could have just been signing 3-stars from the state of Louisiana or guys from down south. I do want to prioritize Louisiana. That will always be the number one focus when you're recruiting the high school ranks at LSU. To me, though, I said this yesterday, this isn't Brian Kelly. This isn't Joe Sloan. This isn't Brian Polian. Trust Lane Kiffin. Yeah. Trust Charlie Weiss. If they give us reason to doubt them, then we can start doubting them. To me, if they think Cade Cooper is a better prospect than Miguel Whitley, go get Cade Cooper. Let Miguel Whitley go to Ole Miss. And then there's also the transfer portal aspect of, look, if a Louisiana guy goes somewhere and is really good and maybe you missed out on him, maybe he's in the portal after a year or two and maybe you finished second in his recruitment and maybe he wants to come back home eventually. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Lloyd?
I had itches for that hat. I think the Cade Cooper situation is interesting in general. Yeah. If you followed some of his recruiting, LSU wasn't even on the radar. Right. He didn't even have an offer until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he goes on for the visit, then he commits.
Yeah, so he goes, obviously was, I think, committed to Ole Miss at one point, and so he was on the radar of the staff, just not whenever that staff flipped over to LSU. And he said his primary recruiter was still at Ole Miss, so that's why he that's why he did commit to Ole Miss at one point, and then LSU transfers over pretty much the entire Ole Miss staff to LSU, and he said that, I'm just reading an article that he did with On 3, and he said that LSU was always the dream school, he just never had an offer. So as soon as he got the offer, and then I think George McDonald went in-house twice with him, and I think he came to campus, obviously, and then everything was what he thought LSU would be, and eventually just said, yeah, I'm going to go from not recruited or offered by LSU to committing to LSU in, I guess, a month. Yeah. But I guess that's the power of what LSU can be. But I do always have a bit of a concern. But this is something new to me. Yeah. That, look, I do have trust issues whenever it comes to this type of how you want to run the LSU program, because I do know there is one way to do it, and that way works. But obviously, Lane Kiffin, George McDonald, not a farm. If he wants to go get animals from Pennsylvania to bring it to this farm, I guess you have to see what it's going to look like. But it also wouldn't surprise me if you look up in 2 years and Cade Cooper hit the portal. Like, that's just, I don't know, because I don't know what it's going to be like. I do know that I'd rather have Easton Royal than anybody, but I don't know if they're hunting in those waters. I don't know. I think they're doing this approach that we kind of noticed yesterday of, I'm not going to pay if I don't have to. Like, they have a certain approach in which this guy fits the system that I need, or I need him for my system. I don't have to pay top dollar to go get it, and then I'm trusting myself, as opposed to I'm just going to go get the best players in the state and I have to outbid everybody.
Yeah. No, I think they're going to pay top dollar for players that are going to see the field immediately. Mm-hmm. And I think Easton Royal fits that camp. I think the caveat to it would be it's at a position that they're extremely confident in their ability to make other things work. That's why you don't spend on a Cam Coleman this offseason. Instead, you go get Eugene Wilson, Trey Brown, and these other pieces, Jace Brown, to kind of build that room, and because you're confident in the ability for the system to work. I always just think it's interesting when the national approach happens because everyone has the same reaction. They go, what, you have a Louisiana wide receiver that goes to Oxford and commits to Ole Miss out of St. Aug in New Orleans, and you go get a receiver out of Pennsylvania, right? Like that will always pique people's interest around LSU and people that watch because – excuse me, when you've seen it work extremely well from a wide receiver standpoint, they've been from here, right? And that's Lloyd's point of, I know one method that does work, and it's recruiting Louisiana and those players playing at LSU. It has worked.
Right.
But I do agree with Wyatt's point of, at this point, Lane Kiffin is your head coach. He's brought his staff. They've had success, and this is their method. And you somewhat
have to trust it.
If you want Lane Kiffin as your coach, you got to trust their strategies. Trust their way of going about it. Because you paid him $40 million to be your head coach, or however much he's making a year. He's getting $90 million in total, $13 million a year. I mean, it's a lot of money, and you did that to make sure you win, and you trust Lane Kiffin's process and his strategy to win, and that's what this is. So we'll see. I do think Cade Cooper's a really good wide receiver.
Who's the best out-of-state wide receiver for LSU?
Oh, in history?
Yeah, just the recent history. You just
because the ones I named off are the legends, and they're all from here. Like you could go deeper into the bag of receivers in LSU history. That just seems like they are always from.
Brandon LaFell, Dwayne Bowe.
Was Tolliver from Texas?
Yeah, there's going to be some from Texas and Florida.
Yes, yeah, you'll always dabble in those waters.
But it does feel like a lot of them are from Louisiana. Trey Glenn.
Josh Reed.
I wish he was from somewhere else.
Josh Reed's from Louisiana. Like you go down the top, the LSU record books from a receiving standpoint, they're all from Louisiana. So I don't even know. There's not one coming to mind.
No.
Rain, Louisiana, frog capital of the world.
Come on.
That's right.
I don't know. That would take. I would have to sit back and think about it and do some research. Because off the top of my mind, nothing comes to mind.
Dwayne Bowe and Brandon LaFell.
That would be it. With those Florida and Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the waters LSU. It's Louisiana, and it's always been you recruit the hell out of Louisiana, and then you cherry pick from Florida, cherry pick from Texas, and you win a national championship.
That's it. It's literally the method.
You know what I mean? And so, but that's where now you have a new area, you have a new coach, and maybe it's the process, but also you'll see how it develops over time, but he's got a method that works.
Yeah. And if there is a level of like worry or concern for me, it's not necessarily the individual prospects that you're kind of passing on or not prioritizing from Louisiana. I think it's more of the overarching sentiment that was kind of the same thing with the Brian Kelly era of like Lane Kiffin has a system. He knows how to do it. He is implementing his own system rather than doing it the LSU way, right? The right way to win at LSU. I mean, we literally could not name an out-of-state LSU wide receiver, and now you're going out and trying to get a bunch of them. And I want people to understand, like, it's not going to stop just at wide receiver. Like you talk about at running back, there are 2 4-star running backs in the state. Trey Martin from Franklin Parish and Jaden Miles from Catholic, who just committed to Florida. Jaden Miles, who just committed to Florida State yesterday. Yeah. And they went out and got Brennen Lacey from Frisco, Texas, and now Trey Segarra, who was on campus this past weekend from South Carolina, seems like he's trending to LSU. So it's not just going to stop at wide receivers. They're going to continue to go nationally. And I think there's also the NIL aspect of this, which is where this is the part where I really trust Lane Kiffin and Billy Glasscock. If they feel like a prospect, no matter where he's from, whether he's from New Orleans, Baton Rouge, out of state, if they feel like a prospect is not worth the money, LSU is not the richest program in the country. They cannot afford to be overspending on every single recruit that they are going after. So if they feel like a Miguel Whitley or a Trey Martin or a Jaden Miles are just too expensive and they can get better bang for their buck for somebody from South Carolina or Texas or Pennsylvania, that is where my trust level comes in with this new staff.
Well, and I think they are still doing a very good job recruiting in state of Louisiana. Like that part, I don't want to get lost in this one situation. And because they have gone and got running backs from other states, and like Wyatt said, they're recruiting defensive linemen from Georgia and from Texas, but they are still recruiting the state of Louisiana heavily. I mean, Ahmad Hudson, Peyton Houston, Braylon Kale, Albert Simeon, of course, still in the mix, Easton Royal as well. They are still recruiting Louisiana. I mean, Eugene from Westgate, the safety, LSU's the leader there. Via rivals and on 3, Jaden Anding, the safety out of Ruston, the younger brother of Aiden Anding. I mean, they're still recruiting the state of Louisiana. It's just when these situations pop up, this is the conversation that follows, and I just wanted to get everyone's thoughts.
Yeah, because I do agree with E-Dub. Like, y'all hand-wave everything until we were in the same position as LSU baseball. Lane didn't come to LSU for national talent and 3 stars. Like, that's a fair sentiment to have. To be like, why are you? Because that's what we did to Brian Kelly. Like, why are you doing it differently? Then here's the script. Follow. Yeah,
but see, this is the difference. Is he's not doing it that differently? Like, they are still recruiting the state of Louisiana heavily. I mean, like, if they were letting Ahmad Hudson walk away or Pop Houston or Brett, like they will still bring in the majority of the Louisiana guys.
Yeah. I agree. It is an interesting.
It is. No, it is.
Because I don't remember the last time that we literally tried to think of somebody.
Right.
And it's 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That you had success of, and that's Florida and Texas, not Pennsylvania. I don't even. It's a different brand of ball they play up there.
It is. But
hands are cold.
And that's the other thing is interesting. Like this year, when you look at the wide receiver room, it's all portal guys. Like it's all. I mean, you still have your Jabari Max, your Phillip Wrights, the guys that are desperate hand wide receivers that you've brought in that are Louisiana guys. But outside of that, it's all portal guys from all over the country.
And that did not work last year.
It did not. And so it is interesting, And that's. I think the overarching point is it is similar to the mindset of kind of sit back and going. We'll trust and see, similar to we did with Brian Kelly, and then it failed, right? And so I do understand the concern and the hesitancy to trust it because you just watched it and it failed, and there is a proven method that works. I just personally do still think they are recruiting the state of Louisiana extremely well. I don't think it is a disregard for the state of Louisiana to recruit elsewhere. I think this situation specifically was one that you witnessed a New Orleans receiver commit elsewhere because your attention was on a receiver out of Pennsylvania. And that always rubs people a certain way when it comes to the Louisiana and LSU fan base. I do still think this 2027 Louisiana class is the heartbeat of this whole thing. And that's why I feel it's extremely important to make sure you lock it down. Ahmad Hudson, who's already committed. Pop Houston, already committed. Braylon Colley, receiver, already committed. I named a couple more on the defensive side of the ball, in addition to what they've sprinkled in. And it'll be interesting to see how some of these recruitments in the state continue to shake out. I think Albert Simeon is extremely important for LSU in the state of Louisiana. Easton Royal, of course. But the conversation comes down to where are you going to spend the money? And that's where it can shift. I think LSU is going to stay in the ballpark for Easton Royal, but I don't think they have the ability to stretch the money as high as Texas can. I think the home state deal, the family wanting him to be at LSU and in the state of Louisiana has to be the part that rings true. That's got to be the convincing standpoint of it. And so I think this situation is interesting because this is the first time you've witnessed, really, with Miguel Whitley and now Cade Cooper, of a New Orleans receiver going elsewhere, for your focus to be on a Pennsylvania guy.
That you just saw.
What you mean? Oh, that was just on campus?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was quick.
Good for him to be like, yeah, I absolutely am interested. That also is a little concerning that he's like, I'm going there. I never thought I'd get this offer.
I mean, you love LSU.
I get it.
And so we'll see.
He's got an interesting offer list.
What was it? LSU, Notre Dame, Ole Miss.
Ohio State was in there, I think.
Yeah, Ohio State's on there, but it didn't seem.
No, there's a committable offer and a non-committable offer.
Yeah.
I don't wholly disagree. My thing is, Lane talked about it the other day. I think it was in the Vanity Fair thing, where he said, you're not going to understand why I went there for 2 to 3 years. That's a massively all-encompassing quote. This is a weird recruiting cycle. You came in basically halfway through. Easton Royal was already committed to Texas by the time Lane got here.
Yep.
Elijah Haven was kind of trending away. The last staff did a horrible job with him. And you already had Pop Houston committed. Albert Simeon was kind of trending away. And, look, when you look at it, I don't love the fact that the top 3 rated guys in the state are all trending to go elsewhere. Like, Easton Royal's committed to Texas. Elijah Haven's committed to Alabama. Albert Simeon, I read something the other day where LSU may be 2nd or 3rd in that recruitment behind A&M and Notre Dame. When's the last time you've seen the top 3 guys in the state of Louisiana all go outside the state? I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen that before. But to me, I just think that's a byproduct of this is Lane Kiffin's first cycle. I'm not going to say wait for next year. Like, I still think this is going to be a very good recruiting class, and I still think they're going to have every opportunity to win out with Easton Royal and Albert Simeon. I just think there's a little bit more to the story there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think they did such a good job in the state of holding through that class last recruiting cycle.
Of course.
I mean, Lamar Brown, Richard Anderson. I know Deuce Gerald's wasn't a in-state guy, but his dad was from Baton Rouge. Like, that's an LSU Louisiana connection, right? Even though he's from Georgia. Bryson Martinez, they did a good job, Jabari Mack, of bringing in Aiden Hall, the Louisiana guys in last year's class, and they will do it again. But I do agree. I hate seeing the top guys in the state not have the LSU logo next to their name.
100%.
I think the Elijah Haven one is one that you have Pop Houston, that's your quarterback. So that one I don't get to in my feelings about when I see the Alabama logo right there. The other two, however, when you have the number 1 wide receiver and then the number 1 interior offensive lineman within an hour drive from LSU or 2-hour drive from campus, those guys need to be in purple and gold. So it'll be very interesting to see how the recruiting class continues to shake out, because I will still contend this Louisiana 2027 class paired with the 26 class are a national championship foundation if you can lock it down. Just through the state of Louisiana. That's why you come here. And I'm going to trust Lane Kiffin. I'm going to trust his staff. But LSU wins national championships with Louisiana receivers. Always have. The greatest LSU wide receivers of all time are from the state of Louisiana. That's the case. It is an interesting split emotion-wise, because I am of the mindset of trusting Lane Kiffin. and the guy that you paid to be your head coach to solve the issues of a failed program that LSU was when he got here, to trust him in his process because it's worked. You've witnessed it work. It's beaten you. And that's why you brought him in, to do his thing. But there's also the emotional side of, but there is an LSU method that does this thing if you let it, right? If you stay out of the way, it will work. And so I don't think this is to the point where the concern level needs to be at a 10 or even above a 5. But when you see those things build, that's where the concern level can tick up. But I don't think it's there yet. But appreciate all of you hanging out with us here on this Tuesday morning. I do want to give a quick 2 claps as an LSU women's basketball. Speaking of Louisiana athletes, the Gatorade Player of the Year just a couple years back out of Parkway, who is now a stud for LSU, a star basketball player, and I really hope they can capitalize on the career of Michaela Williams, because she is as gifted of a basketball player as I've ever witnessed. I watched some of the FIBA 3-on-3, and she was elite. Hit the game winner, of course, wins the MVP. 2 claps for 12 Island. Ready. Shout out to Michaela Williams. But the big news yesterday was obviously the Brendan Sorsby announcement, as he is officially eligible. Brendan Sorsby, who gambled on a lot of things, including his own team, was ruled eligible after an injunction by a Texas state court. Ruled against NCAA's ineligibility ruling. Here's the statement from Sorsby. I'm very grateful for the endless support I've received throughout this entire process. I am also grateful for the chance to rejoin my teammates. This opportunity comes with the responsibility to remain focused on my personal growth, the ability to learn from this experience, and to be able to use my situation to help others going forward. There is the statement from Sorsby, and it has caused quite the ruckus in the college football world to see this reaction back after the announcement came yesterday. And I'm not surprised, because we had a similar reaction yesterday when we read the news that Brendan Sorsby is eligible after maybe the biggest no-no in the sport, which is gambling on your sport, more so gambling on your team. One of the biggest black and white red line rules in the sport was broken, and there is no consequence other than a 2-game suspension they have ruled themselves. And with that has caused reaction like this, where Big Ten officials are expected to discuss in the upcoming days a league-wide mandate to not play Texas Tech in any sports, per 3 Big Ten sources. This is in the wake of Nebraska AD Troy Dana informing his staff today that they aren't allowed to schedule Texas Tech. Here is what was sent out to the Nebraska staff.
No spell check.
A little spelling error at the top there. But I wanted to reach out to let you know we will not schedule any contests versus Texas Tech in any sport. If you currently have a future contest already scheduled, please connect with Troy immediately. Nebraska was not the only school to do this. Georgia also sent out coaches and staff. Based on recent developments, Georgia Athletics will not schedule future contests against Texas Tech until further notice. Please review your sport's current schedules and future scheduling plans. If you have any contests currently scheduled against Texas Tech or are actively engaged in scheduling discussions with Texas Tech, please notify your sports administrator as soon as possible so we can evaluate the situation and determine next steps. Effective immediately, no new contest should be scheduled against Texas Tech without prior approval from the athletics department. If you have any questions, please let me know. I don't think there will be any questions because I think it's pretty straightforward. Don't schedule Texas Tech. Do not put Texas Tech on your schedule. Big 10, Big 12, there was Georgia. And then the ACC also reacted to it. Jim Phillips to ESPN on the horrendous pattern epitomized Sorsby ruling. This is another example of why we remain diligently focused on working with Congress to ensure rules that are able to be consistently and fairly applied. To have college sports be continually under attack whenever a ruling is handed down that someone doesn't like is a horrendous pattern that is evading and severely eroding the integrity of our profession. The Georgia AD, Josh Brooks, said, "True integrity means holding your program accountable when things go wrong, not buying custom legislation or running to a local courtroom to bypass the rules." Brooks also said, "We've officially reached the point of no return." The one that I thought was the most interesting was this reaction from Tom Mars. If you recognize the name Tom Mars, he has been, like Pete Thamel says, a veteran of NCAA cases as he's a lawyer. I believe he was the lawyer in the Chambliss case. Mm-hmm. He is the spokesperson on NCAA rulings because he is the guy, the lawyer. He said, "In 40 years as a lawyer, I've never been as shocked and surprised by a court ruling." Pete Thamel says that sums the reaction on the college sports landscape today. It was quite the day scrolling through the reaction of the Sorsby ruling on social media because it was absolutely wild. And maybe we shouldn't have been surprised. We kind of went through the emotions of it live yesterday. We shouldn't have been surprised by this ruling.
Well, we shouldn't have been surprised because look at the justices from the 7th Court of Appeals in Texas. 4 of them are Texas Tech graduates. And if one Lawrence M. Doss doesn't like to go guns fucking up, buddy, you can kiss his ass.
And so
that is absurd.
That it is.
And it's awesome.
Crazy. Now, apparently the judge who ruled was a Houston grad, not from the Lubbock area, the whole deal, right? You know, they have to make it look as legitimate as possible. But it is no secret how this works. If you get a ruling you don't like, you take it to court in your state for someone who probably cares about the betterment of your school's sports with a little bit of bias sprinkled in there, you get an injunction and you play.
Which I love. Because I would do the same thing for LSU.
Well, no, that's where, like, people that are upset with the NCAA, they ruled him ineligible. Mm-hmm. They're doing everything they can. They have no power. Like, that's what we all have to understand. Ultimately, they never really have, but they've been scary enough that programs like LSU many times would bend the knee and say, okay, yes, we will dismiss Tyrann Mathieu from the team. Oh, okay, we will fire Will Wade. Even though ultimately there was nothing they could really do, they were still intimidating enough. Now that intimidation's gone. Nobody is scared of the NCAA because they can't do anything. They can't. Like, they are trying. They ruled him ineligible. This is not the NCAA going back on what they said. They're pushing for it. They just don't have any power. They have no ability to truly stop Brennan Sorsby from playing. Now, the one thing that can shift this is what you started to see, why I rolled you through some of those tweets and reactions, is Texas Tech can just get boycotted. People can just not schedule them. And Texas Tech will have to play bye games in every game probably to have a schedule. That's the only real way that you can buck this system and change the way things are ruled is if teams create a new status quo and they go, well, since you're doing that, that's so far against the rules, we disagree with that so heavily, we're not scheduling you. That's the only way you can really push back against this. That's the only thing that would cause change, is if what seems to be starting to happen happens, where conferences say we are not playing Texas Tech.
How long do you think that goes on? If it's just for a year, you can't get out of these contracts now, and then Brendan Sorsby will be gone, and I think people will just kind of forget about it.
I think that's the biggest,
because it is the only strategy left. If you're
it's the only one that can work.
Yeah, if you're in the Big 12?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you're a Big 12 conference member, you're like, okay, we're not playing. Well, then guess what? Texas Tech just gets a win, so now they're going to the college football playoff. Doesn't really do anything. It would be some form or fashion, but it's a forfeit.
Right.
And Texas Tech's we're here to play football.
Yeah.
And if you're Houston, we're not going to play you. And it's okay, well, you lose.
But do you think the committee still puts them in with a schedule full of forfeits?
If they're 12-0 with 12 forfeits, I don't think they.
That's my thing.
Because
that is a punishment.
Yeah, it is different for Georgia and Nebraska to say, okay, we're not going to schedule them. That's fine. You don't ever have to play them. But it's different for the teams in the conference with the conference mandated schedule. They're on your schedule already. That's where I think, like Noah said, could inspire real change, is where if, let's say, West Virginia says we're not fucking playing Texas Tech, and then sure, you're going to get a loss on your schedule, West Virginia. I respect the fact that you're going to do that because this is too far and they've stepped over the line here. But at the same time, I don't think that happens. I think it's nice to say right now that you're on this side of it. But when, coaches have jobs, these people all at these other universities in the Big 12 have jobs. They have families to take care of. I don't think they're going to go out there and just forfeit games to be on the right side of history. I respect it. I would love it if they did it because I think that's the only way that any actual change out of this happens. But I don't think it's going to happen.
You can just beat them.
Well, yeah, but they are really good.
But I do think that is what you said is interesting. If let's say they don't there's no forfeits. Texas Tech plays its schedule.
No, does the committee hold this against them? Because if
they're undefeated,
it was the case of when Bediako and Najee played in college basketball last year. The NCAA's take on it was the games that those guys who are now ineligible played in. But that's the asterisk to it, is they were then deemed ineligible. So they said those games don't count, or they count as losses. That's the case. Now it would come down to if Sorsby gets deemed ineligible during the season, which he won't because the appeal won't happen until March after the season's over, right? Because the Texas courts are just going to kick the can down the road and not allow this to happen. But it's interesting if there's any bearing on holding this against them. Mm-hmm. And the only real way I could think of is, and why that was a great point, would be for teams to not schedule them. But it's very difficult to get out of those contracts now. It's expensive to get out of those contracts. There's a lot of moving and shaking to do that. And ultimately, how long does this last? Once Sorsby's gone, do you really still care? You know?
No.
I don't care about scheduling Texas Tech next year because
I'm mad now.
Sorsby's not there anymore. The player I'm upset is allowed, but it's also maybe the bigger picture. I don't know. It's interesting. My biggest thing is
I also think it's going to be interesting how he's officiated.
I think it's going to be a test case for these situations. But the part that I wanted to say before we get to Glen West at 9 a.m., from LSU perspective, because I think everyone that's looking at this as an LSU fan or an LSU hater is watching the Sorsby situation and then going, Will Wade in men's basketball, right? Because they are also pushing boundaries and creating rules. And that's why I liked this point from Peter Burns where he said, college athletics right now reminds me of where the MLB was during the steroids era. Those playing by the rules are at a sizable disadvantage than those playing outside of the rules. He put rules in quotes because what are the rules? The question remains, do you continue to follow the rules if others aren't following them? Which is a very, very valid point. My thing is, the reason I know there's a difference between the Will Wade situation and this is because how many programs have come out and said, we're not scheduling LSU because of what they're doing. Actually, it's been the opposite.
Yeah.
It's been Gonzaga say we are scheduling them, and Houston say we are going to schedule them. Do you know why other programs aren't upset truly by what LSU's doing to the level that people are upset about Sorsby? Is because everyone's doing what LSU's doing. Because if they say what LSU's doing is wrong, you can't bring in international professional players, well, then Florida loses their 2 best players. And Illinois loses half of their team. Kentucky loses guys. Every team in the country, Duke loses some of their best players. That's why you're not seeing the same pushback. That is the caveat that I picked out of this when I was looking at it from an LSU perspective, that I was like, you will know what people are very upset about very easily. Programs are upset about the Sorsby situation. They're making it obvious. Georgia sent out an email that says, don't schedule them. I didn't see any of these emails put out about LSU men's basketball.
No, it's like, look, they're going to play Gonzaga, and they won't play in Gonzaga's home arena. They're going to play in the bigger arena that they have in Washington.
Spokane.
Yes. Spoken like a true matchup. That will be good.
That's the difference. But I'm interested to get Rohan Davies' perspective on the Sorsby ruling, as he'll be in here at 9:30 a.m. We'll also have Glen West in here. We'll ask him about it at 9 a.m. We'll ask him about the LSU recruiting situation, the 2 more commits that they added yesterday, and, of course, the same debate we had, where we kind of talked in circles a little bit because we were going through the emotions of a true fan. I'm supposed to trust the head coach, but I also know there is a method that works, and I don't like when those 2 things are not working hand in hand, right?
And also, Messina brings up a good point. I mean, you were literally a decision away from LSU being the talk about the darkest, blackest hat you could wear, because don't think that LSU wouldn't be pushing for Brennen Sorsby to also be eligible. If this ultimately came down to Sorsby's decision, because LSU wanted him. It was between Texas Tech and LSU.
Right.
And you'd be doing the same thing. So talk about dodged it, because I think LSU would be doing the same thing. And you have Will Wade. Look, we would just know who the judge is.
Right.
For the basketball case. Like, can we knock all this out in one day?
Yeah, can we just get this done
now?
Because, you pay the guy $6 million, you're going to do everything you can to make sure that $6 million is on the field and not in the FanDuel app. Or it could be.
It could be in his.
Be our friends over at FanDuel. Raging Poon Valor Super Chat, 5 claps, ready. This Sorsby ruling has Will Wade licking his chops. He knows it's a winless battle for the NCAA with his foreign players. Will Wade will always be a menace to the NCAA. No, the NCAA means nothing anymore, truly. Like, when you see those 4 letters, it's just branding on the College World Series and March Madness at this point, because they can't do anything.
That's the only thing that they still have any control over is college baseball and
men's and women's basketball.
And just March Madness.
Well, really,
that they own the tournament. That's what they make money.
Really, football's the one that they don't have control
They don't even run
over.
their own playoff.
The CFP committee runs that.
Yeah, that's whoever that is. It's all those old whites.
All these ADs and presidents of schools.
Buster Scruggs.
That would be my last question when it comes to the Sorsby thing about the CFP committee. Let's say everyone plays Texas Tech and Texas Tech goes 12-0 or 13-0. They win the Big 12. Can they just leave them out?
They could. No, 100%. They could say.
Like, does that open you up to potential litigate? Like, could you get sued for that?
Probably.
That's my thought process.
Injunction.
But Florida State got left out for having an injured quarterback.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, there is precedent.
This is very much more socially accepted than the Florida State move. Keeping an undefeated team out for an injured quarterback
100%
looks uglier than keeping a team out that is allowing
a gambler,
a player that broke the biggest, because this is my thing. Allowing EuroLeague players to play in college basketball doesn't break the integrity of sport. Now, does it break the mold of college sport? Probably. Allowing a guy that gambled on his own team to play threats the integrity of sport. Not college sports, not pro sports, sport. The word sport. It threatens the integrity of the one thing we love, the thing that's supposed to be, and I know it's not perfect and beautiful and this just pure thing, but the one thing it's got to be is it has to have integrity. The second you lose that and it's rigged or it feels fake, it's not the same. That's why the NBA officiating thing was such a big deal, was because, when Tim Donaghy and them were rigging games, there's no integrity of the sport. It's gone, right? when you shave points or you do something like that, it's like, well, now this game doesn't mean anything because it was fake. It was a fraud. That's why people feel about the WWE the way they feel. That's why your heart's broken when you turn 14 and your parents tell you, did you know that WWE has a script? And you're like, what? Are you kidding me? It's because it's a ruse. It's like, wow, now it all feels like a sham. That's what this is. We'll take a quick break here. We'll come back to open up hour number 2 with Glen West of On 3 Sports right after this.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Ryan Granning at GOMART and On The Go Deli.
GOMART has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by WARDO'S Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's a repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here as we open up hour number 2 on this Tuesday morning. And we get our guy, Glen West, back in here on Tingle & Co. To open up hour number 2. Glen, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, guys. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's good to see you again. It's been a while. How was your it seems like it was probably a stressful couple of months with the X account and the whole deal, but it's good to have you back.
Yeah, we lost the X account there for a little bit, but I think, it was good to take a little break, honestly. Like, I mean, it can get overwhelming sometimes on X or Twitter, whatever you call it. But happy to be back and happy to kind of ring it in with a new job and getting to work with Shay Dixon over at On 3. Obviously, Shay's one of the best around, and so it was a great opportunity for me, and I'm happy to be there and happy to be on with you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you. Congratulations on the new gig as well. But I want to start before we get to the LSU side of it. I want to the burning question, the biggest story in college athletics right now. Does the NCAA have any power at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I think one of the exciting parts about being here at On 3 and the Bengal Tigers, after that news broke, we posted it on our board, and within like minutes, all I see are dozens of messages saying like, well, there's no way RJ Lewis should be kept off the LSU basketball teams here going forward. Like they should get him eligible if Sorsby's eligible. So it's just it's a really weird, unfortunate time. I mean, this is kind of going to be, I think, hopefully what this does, honestly, is maybe bring a lot of the college football minds together, a lot of the big decision makers together to say, hey, like where is the line? I mean, because there is not a line right now in terms of just what these rules look like, and so I'll be curious to see what comes out of this, but that was a very disheartening thing to see yesterday. That this guy broke one of the he broke the biggest rule in sports, is to not bet on sports if you're playing for a sport, and then also on that same team. You're betting on your same team. So it's just, it ruins the integrity of the game. And so, hopefully some bigger heads will prevail here, and they'll figure something out to where, hopefully, they get this situation corrected. But that was very, very, very bad to wake up to yesterday.
And, there has been some, I saw Georgia put one out and Nebraska sent something out of like telling their coaches and their staff not to schedule Texas Tech now. If they have it, find a way to get it off the schedule and make sure you don't schedule in the future. Do you see that as something that could maybe shift this, as the one consequence that could come of this is just teams not scheduling Texas Tech or not playing them? Like, do you feel like that's something that is realistic to actually happen?
I don't know if it's realistic. I think it's a good, first step in terms of saying, hey, we're not okay with this. But those are decisions that are so far above anybody's head in the media and anything like that. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that is going to be really tough to pull. They just need to play. And so I would guess, going forward here, that there's just a lot of conversations that happen within those that are big time decision makers, and the SEC and the Big Ten and all these conferences, is certainly among the presidents that are going to have to be really involved here. The athletic directors, of course, they need to figure something out, though, because I think this is one of those moments here in what has been a very chaotic last 5 or 6 years of college football and college athletics. This could be one of those kind of unifying moments, honestly. If everybody is on the same page, this should not be allowed, then maybe something can come out of this that is positive. So we'll see.
Is it nice to finally have LSU not be the villain for the first time in a while?
For about 24 hours? Yeah, sure. It feels great. Yeah, I mean, I think what LSU's done here over the last 6-7 months, I mean, it's been really crazy in terms of just not only the programs and between football and basketball that have seen so much change, but certainly the athletic department as well has gone through so much change here. But yeah, I mean, look, I think LSU is kind of embracing that role right now, which is also kind of cool to see too. So it's nice to not have the heat on them. The positive vibes, I think, coming out of the weekend have been that LSU's gotten 4 commitments and kind of doubled up their 2027 class here. They've got some more that are in the works, and so it's good that the news around LSU right now is mainly positive, which is what you want at this time of the year.
And it felt like, I want to get your reaction, even though it's been a while and there's been 2 weekends where he's been a very prevalent figure. First time we get to ask you about it. Feel like the first step in the positive direction for LSU was the hiring of Ed Orgeron, bringing him back, the influx of the memories that came with that, and then the last 2 weekends where he's been such a prevalent figure in the recruiting trail and on the camp side of it. What was your first reaction, and how have you seen Ed over the last couple of weekends?
Yeah, it just made all the sense in the world to bring him back, especially right now when you've got all of these high school recruits and their families that are going to be on campus for these previous 2 weeks and then these next 2 weeks as well. You'll be also having a bunch of camps for a lot of these high school players from different parts of Louisiana and the South, that are going to be driving in and camping in front of these coaches. And we were able to go to a couple of them this last weekend, and man, Ed Orgeron was around it a lot. I mean, they had an offensive line, defensive line camp on Saturday morning. They had an elite camp on Friday that went into the afternoon. And, Coach O was just shaking hands, kissing babies, doing everything, across the practice facility, introducing himself to all these kids and all these parents. And, he's just such an integral piece to what LSU has been over the last decade. I mean, he's been in and out of the program for a decade now, and his voice is synonymous with this program at this point. And so when he goes up and introduces himself to the number 3 or 4 ranked quarterback in the country on Donald Tabron this last weekend. He was with a group of small quarterbacks there, and Coach O comes up to them and says, they're going through all their drills and things, and he's introducing himself, and he walks away, and all of them start kind of murmuring to themselves and talking to themselves about just meeting Coach O and things like that. So he's definitely a huge part of this thing going forward from a recruiting perspective. I think when we get here into the fall, you'll certainly see him out there helping out with the defensive line in whatever role they want him to. So just a big time hire for LSU, and he's certainly making the most of being back here in these first couple weeks.
And then, of course, coming out of the weekend, there have been 4 commits, like you said. I'll start with the 2 most recent, Markez Davis and Cade Cooper. What did LSU get in those 2 guys? And then I have a follow-up question after on Cooper, the wide receiver.
Yeah. So Markez Davis was on campus last week. He was somebody that LSU's been really kind of driving up the intensity for several weeks now, and Corey Raymond got him on campus. And about 6'2", 6'3". He's also a basketball player too. So Corey Raymond likes to have those long, athletic corners that can play multiple sports, or good athletes in multiple sports. And so really good pickup there. Somebody that's kind of a little bit under the radar right now in terms of recruiting and in terms of where he's ranked. But Corey Raymond's a big believer in him, and thinks that he's got really a massive potential there. And so that was a really solid pickup. You get him a week after he visits. And then, Cade Cooper, going into this visit this last weekend, everybody thought he was going to commit to Ole Miss. And, Cooper thought that as well. Like, he had a really great visit to Ole Miss. I think it was last week, or the weekend before this last weekend. He was on campus at Ole Miss, and now he comes to LSU. And within a couple days here, he is watching Peyton Houston in the 7-on-7 tournament on Saturday. He's talking with Charlie Weiss Jr. He's talking with Dane Stevens. A lot of these offensive minds that are going to be kind of running the show here. And very quickly, the momentum shifts to LSU. And, this is a little bit of a different type of receiver than the other 2 that LSU has in this class. Braylon Calais is kind of your more jack of all trades, do it all kind of a receiver. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Xavion, and just the way that LSU, I think, is going to be able to utilize his skill set. And then you've got, Amari Stevens, who's maybe a little bit on the smaller side. He's about 5'11", but, Cooper's 6'2". He can go up and he can high point the football. He's a good vertical threat. He's somebody that I think can be physical at the point of attack. He's going to be really, kind of your big receiver. I think your taller receiver, your possession receiver, kind of the guy that you're looking to in this class. And so that was a really nice pickup. And LSU's not done yet either. They're still taking some big swings, obviously, at Easton Royal. Monshon Sales, one of the other top receivers in the country, is one to keep an eye on here going forward as well. So they still got some big bullets there at wide receiver, but Cooper was a really big one that they were able to land over the weekend.
I want to ask you about some of the reaction that we talked about a little bit to open up the show, and then just the reaction from the LSU fan base. Because when you think of LSU wide receiver, the first 6 names that come to mind when you think about it: Malik and Brian, Justin and Jamar, Jarvis and Odell, just from recent history. Those are all LSU guys through and through, from the state of Louisiana, went to LSU. And so you've always recruited receiver extremely well through this state. And then when they see a Pennsylvania wide receiver commit come through, it, of course, gets some sort of reaction from the fan base. What is your thought process or your reaction to Lane and his staff maybe taking more of a national approach and going up into the Northeast to get a receiver in addition to still recruiting Louisiana?
Yeah, it's a fair question, and I guess kind of my response to that would be look at the history of the Kiffin offense here over the last 5 or 6 years. Those guys don't really miss when it comes to offenses and when it comes to the types of players they know can thrive in their system. And so, I think until we see otherwise, I think you put your trust in Lane Kiffin, you put your trust in this offensive staff, that they know how to evaluate talent across the offense at wide receiver, at tight end, at running back, quarterback, offensive line. They've been one of the most consistent offenses in the country, with their scheme over the last 5 or 6 years. And so, I would say, just have some trust there, and know that they also understand that they have to recruit this state too to really capitalize on what all of this job has to offer. And they're still going after Easton Royal, man. Like, they're not giving up on that recruitment. He's committed to Texas right now. He's expected, I think, to be back in Austin on June the 19th. This could be a situation where it's more of a longer game that LSU's going to have to play here into the fall. But one of the consistent things that I've said is there's this official visit time here in the summer, but then there's also the visit time in the fall too, and that could be really electric for LSU when you talk about Clemson, when you talk about Texas A&M, Texas, Alabama, all those teams that are going to be coming here to Baton Rouge to play a night game, or probably I would assume a night game in most cases. In Lane Kiffin's first year, I would expect all those atmospheres to be electric, and for LSU to do all they can to bring in a lot of their top commits and top recruits during those times. And so, even if it takes into the fall here, LSU's going to keep swinging away. And I think that the Louisiana recruiting, though, is still in very good shape for them going forward.
And the big commit the other day coming out of the weekend was KJ Green. I want to ask you about the defensive line recruiting, the way they've been recruiting the trends. I don't think it's a coincidence that Edo becomes a part of the staff, and then that weekend they have the number one defensive lineman in the country. They have one of the top edge rushers in the country, and then a weekend later they get one of the top edge rushers in the country to commit to LSU. Talk about the job they've done recruiting defensive line, of course, last year's class, and now this class through the high school rankings.
Yeah, I mean, Sterling Lucas has done a really nice job since getting here, getting LSU involved with a lot of these top edge rushers in the country. Kevin Peoples has done a really nice job on the interior D line since making that shift over once they brought Lucas over. And then of course you've got Ed Orgeron there that's going to pump up any defensive line edge recruit that they bring in and have on an official visit. So I think they've done a really nice job so far. Yes, in an ideal world you'd love to hold on to a guy like Jaden Bryant, but I think kind of my overarching takeaway from that whole thing last week was there's just going to be a point here in high school recruiting where LSU is going to have to weigh whether or not they want to put all their eggs in that basket. And, I think over the years, Kiffin and Billy Glasscock and, how they've evaluated talent, how they added talent to the roster, they've always been of the opinion that, if we're going to go spend, X amount of dollars or X amount of resources on a high school player, why not save some of that for, transfer portal player X here in December and January, a guy that maybe has college experience and a lot of built-up production. And so, I think that they've done a really nice job of finding that balance here in the first year. That'll be something to continue to monitor. But, I think that from a defensive line perspective, you've got KJ Green now on board. You're in a very good spot with him. And so, what can you build on from here going forward? I don't know. I think LSU has a couple of guys. Obviously, Jalen Brewster, somebody that LSU feels really good about and kind of had a good first foot in the door there. For the Texas Tech commit to continue pushing for his services. So, I think that they're well on their way here to adding some more talent to that defensive line. But, coming off of the class they just signed, I would say anything that you add in this class is just gravy on top, because, Lamar Brown, Richard Anderson, Zeus Geralds, those guys are the present, and they're the future for sure. And they're probably leaning towards the present as well. And so that's really, really good if you're LSU to have that nucleus seemingly ready to perform here in the first year of Kiffin's tenure.
And then on Sunday, they get a commitment from Brennen Lacey, and I will be honest, that is a name that I did not know prior to the announcement. I, of course, went back and watched some of the film and did my research. But what is LSU getting out of the 3-star running back commit that they gained over the weekend?
Yeah, this is another one. A guy that is probably more of a project right now, but has a lot of great athletic traits and tools that they'll be able to really kind of, utilize here over the next, several years, hopefully. And, with Lacey here, he was mostly a wide receiver, I think, for most of his high school career, made the transition to running back. And so I think maybe that's why you've seen maybe his ranking take a little bit of a little bit of time to build up. Yeah. But look, Texas was in on him here recently. Miami had an offer out to him. I can't remember what else. Notre Dame, I think, was another school that was pushing for him. And so, those are three of the big premier programs in the country, and LSU, battled off all of them to land him. So that should tell you about the kind of player and the kind of tools that he has here. I think he's about 6'1", 190 right now, and so there's a lot of room to continue to fill out that frame. But he's another really interesting one, and a guy that I think a case here where LSU feels like they can get him in the building, develop him over a period of time, and then see what he's got. And I think that the running back room is far from settled. Trey Martin from Louisiana, very much still in the mix. He's going to be in town on June 19th. Trey Segura is a 4-star running back that they just hosted this last weekend as well. All the momentum seems to be trending towards LSU right now in that recruitment as well. So really, really good signs here for LSU and the running back room that they could, they've gotten off to a nice start with Lacey and could continue it here going forward with a couple other guys.
Well, Glenn, we appreciate you making some time for us this morning. Congratulations again on the new gig with On 3, and we'll make sure to talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me.
Yep, thank you. There he is, Glen West, over there with the Bengal Tiger and On 3 Sports. Great stuff, as always. Good to see him again. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I realized when I was sending the message yesterday to get him in, I think the last time we spoke to him was in December.
And we were always singing his praises.
Of course.
Glenn's been doing a great job because he's very well-rounded. He was doing baseball, basketball, football.
Yep.
You're like, oh, we should have him one more. Then he got his. I wonder what he was looking at on the internet.
No, what I think it was because we got sent the DM as well. It's the one where they send you the DM and they're like, "Hey, go vote for me. I'm up for
I got that one too.
I'm up for this award."
I
right?
didn't do it.
And whenever you click on the link, it tells you to log into your Twitter account to vote.
Fishy.
And so then you log into your Twitter account, and now it's gone. You no longer have possession of it. I saw a handful of people get caught by it. And then Glenn, it just took him a while to get it back.
And then he started sending us the DM.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, don't click on that.
No. So I started texting the group chat. Nobody answer those DMs.
Yeah.
But glad he got his account
the power.
back.
Who has, it's just y'all two that have the Twitter, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think Christian has
that's
it.
why he doesn't.
Yeah, he would click on the link.
And I would hate for it to be Poggi because I would feel bad.
No, I believe it's just me and Wyatt, and then you have it over there.
Yeah, I do have it over here.
Yeah, don't click those links.
I don't. I don't click on any links.
That's smart. Very smart.
I don't touch the DMs. I'll let Noah handle all the DMs.
Thank you very much.
The women in there.
Yeah, I was about to say, what if Kay Adams was in there?
Oh, he's fucked.
I'm responding.
I'm AIing my face onto Rob Gronkowski in the Gronk video. That's exactly what I'm doing.
So that if you want to, that's how you get it. It's like Kay Adams, like, hey, vote for me. Why? I'd be like, absolutely.
Oh, I'm voting for Kay Adams.
Yeah, I'm getting just the Twitter account hacked.
And the thing is, I know 99.999% I am losing access to the account and I'm getting hacked. But on the off 0.0001% that Kay Adams wanted to talk to me, I'm not missing that opportunity.
Well, it's like the time I caught him using the Tingle & Co. account as for Aura. followed a girl from our Instagram. I was like, well, who's this new girl we're following?
6,000 followers. That goes big with the ladies.
Well,
I'm a radio personality.
Instagram.
Oh yeah, 40,000 goes even bigger with the ladies. It all worked out.
We do have a $5 super chat from Gavin Goins 94665 5 claps ready. LSU had Louisiana receivers last year and only one went over 600 yards. Ole Miss had 4. This kid from Pennsylvania, 6'2", 200, Lane, is worried about skill set. No, I agree. That's the battle in the mind right now as an LSU fan. is there is a proven product from a Lane Kiffin standpoint. He's got a track record. He's done this, and trust him because he's done it everywhere. I mean, just like Glenn said. But then the LSU side of it. But we've also seen it work one way a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's tough. But it'll be interesting to see kind of how it plays out because I do think Lane is worried about skill set, and that is it. But I do think the last year's wide receiver, the stats are a little skewed. That was just an absolute mess. I would like to just forget about last season in totality, besides the fact that it got Brian Kelly fired and we got Lane Kiffin here. So we'll take a quick break.
It's one of the most successful seasons in LSU history.
I would agree.
It could prove to be.
I would agree. We will take a quick break here. We'll come back as Rohan Davey will join us, talk a little LSU football, a little college football in general, as he's got to get out quick, so we want to get him in to make sure we can have this conversation right after this.
WARDO'S was created in honor of Alan Ward Branning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown NATCHEZ with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, WARDO'S was born. So go visit WARDO'S today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Ryan Granning at GOMART On The Go Deli.
GOMART has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by WARDO'S Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here as we close out hour number 2 on this Tuesday morning. And we'll get right back to the conversation we were just having during the break, because it is a wild time in college athletics, as we have all learned yesterday. If you didn't know already, now you know. The NCAA has zero power. And we're joined by everyone's favorite LSU quarterback, Rohan Davey. Ro, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Your reaction to the NCAA having no power?
Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous, excuse my language. Even more fucking ridiculous, excuse my language.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense, bro. We were talking. It doesn't make sense. The NCAA, however their rules are lined up or governed, it sucks.
Yeah.
Because when you can say I have a kid that violated the gambling rules of the NCAA and now you're now eligible because of how you got the courts in the nuts tied up, I now have to, and all these kids, and not just that, bro, the kids that was, whoever the quarterback was going to be, you know what I mean? And so it slows him down and all that. So now because we have NIL and money being passed around, and now we understand that the NCAA has no power because you rule on a kid being ineligible, such as you did with Chambers, and now the kids take it to court and come back, and now it's tied up in an injunction for, I don't know, right after when the eligibility is up with football.
Yeah.
Right? And look, bro, like, if this was something LSU was going through, I'd be perfectly honest with you, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Now, it might works out in the favor, you get some dubs and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's not all guaranteed that this transitions into you what they think with winning the national championship and so on and so forth. And the precedence that it sets, man, for these kids coming in like, hell, shit, Sorsby did it. I could go ahead and gamble on, my own team, my own sport. And then as an NCAA, why would a court that knows that this gambling issue is a problem, and this kid was young, he's a young kid that did this, why would the precedent be for you to now give him a slap on the wrist about it, where you got guys like Pete Rose that are, God bless the dead, that's gone, but the only thing that everyone speaks about him is how he gambled on baseball and could never get all the accolades that he was. So why would we make this for this kid, for it to be so easy for this to be wiped away? Like, this isn't going to be a smear on the kid. This is a smear on the NCAA.
Yeah. And ultimately it is, when, even though they're on the right side of it, what they're doing, they are ruling him ineligible. They're saying what he's doing is wrong. They just can't do anything.
They don't have no power.
It. And that's the danger of it, is exactly what you said, is the precedent that it sets. Because I am of the belief that your job is to win. You do whatever it takes to win. But I still do believe there is a line. Like with what LSU and Will Wade and men's basketball are doing, they're pushing the envelope. They're pushing the boundaries, going and get EuroLeague players, 24, 25-year-old guys to come in and play. But that does not harm the integrity of the sport. What this does, is it opens up the door to, like you said, a young guy coming in. I mean, luckily Sorsby only bet on his team. He never bet on them to lose, and he was never in the position to change it, so he didn't shave points. He wasn't, he wasn't rigging games.
But somebody will.
But somebody's going to now.
Yeah.
Because that's what this opens the door to.
I mean, just think about all the things that we've seen with the guys in the NBA that was having those rigged poker games and all that, the Chauncey Billups guys. You think about the guys in the NFL that had the similar scheme going on. Bro, and now you open this type of thing up to more underworld things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's no precedent now set for anything when it comes to gambling. So now it's easier now for these guys that are targeting these kids in college to say, you know what? Shit, it's even easier now. You're getting a slap on the wrist and you're getting a bunch more money in your pocket. You know what I mean? On top of what you're making already. So for me, the pitch is so broad with how this can go because, bro, millions and millions and millions of dollars are involved here now.
Right.
Where it was before, it's under the table, now it's on top of the table, and it's even easier now for these guys to get access to these guys, so on and so forth. So you would think that there would be even a more extreme punishment, or not even extreme, but stick to the punishment of what the landscape is. You suspend it, you suspend it. You're done, you're done. You know what I mean? It's no reverting back because now I have a powerful booster or whoever behind it with the billions to whatever you want to do to make it go the way you want it to go. Because and granted, the same guy that signed off on the same act against it a few years back.
Right.
So when it falls into your lap, he's just showing that, I'm not for the governing body. That's why I said if it was LSU, I feel the same way. I'll feel the exact same way, like, dude, that ain't cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you would be, he should have been so tangled up in this situation where he's getting help. They talking about his mental health and his future earnings is the reason for this, part of the reason for this injunction. Well, all of that was done to himself. Like, he did all that, and like you said, he wasn't gambling on other things, so on and so forth. All of this was done to yourself. The rule books you come are very clear and specific what you can do and what you can't do. And this was done by himself.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't feel that way.
And now you set the precedent of, if I get caught, I just go to rehab for 30 days. And be like, look at my mental health. If I don't get to play football, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, well,
you should have broken the fucking law.
Yeah, and you need to go work on your mental health some more. More counseling until,
like,
football isn't the most important thing for you right now.
Yeah.
You're saying that now because you want to get back into the sport, so on and so forth. And then also the thing about it is, what was the NFL looking like for you? You know what I mean? Right. So it's all those factors that go into it. Were you going to be making $5 million in the NFL as opposed to, you make it in college? What were you going to be? What position were you going to be in? Where were you going to be? Like, all those things come into play when you say, now I'm going back for this. Yeah, we all, when you have that type of money, we all have enough PR people to put around you to clean this thing up, and enough consultants and enough experts to say, hey, this is what we're going to say, and this is how we're going to attack it. And mental health is peaking right now for everybody, so let's go that angle. So none of that. I don't believe none of that what they talking about, bro.
The scary thing is, like you talked about, now that it's above board, the people that are going to see this and who they're going to get. Like, the mob is watching this very closely. Like, now I can just go get an athlete. Like, you're going to wake up in a year, if this thing's still going on, you're going to have, like, players that are shaving points that won't, or they'll get caught, they'll get in too deep. They're going to wake up, wake up dead. Like, that's what's going to happen, because now what's stopping them from going, like, hey, now I'm going to every athlete if that's what I want to do. If I want to get into, like, fixing games, you only get a 2-game suspension.
And they've already shown it with the NBA part of it when these guys fix
now they got
games.
College.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, because when it now is no longer an amateur sport, and you have so much money that's being exchanged between these kids, these NIL guys, these guys putting and getting all this money together. But it's everyone. Now you have some of these guys are donating to get in these positions to be closer to these guys. So, and ain't nobody gonna turn down somebody donating $2 million, somebody, you know what I'm saying, adding to the collective. No one's gonna, and that's not just at LSU, that's any school. They're not gonna turn it down. These guys donate to have access to certain parts of the university and certain parts where normal guys can't get into. Right. So functions that you see that are, this here and it's inside the dome and it's in the Tiger Stadium and is very selective. That's the group that these guys are going to be targeting, wanting to get into now, because you have access to the players. This is a bad precedent, man, that I think is saying it showed with Chambers, and now it's shown with Sorsby, whatever the hell. It's a bad precedent, man, and it says a lot. And the NCAA has no power, like you pointed out. But something has to happen, and whether it's the SEC, because they're the strongest conference, whether it's the Big Ten, whether it's these guys now becoming their own governing by setting their own rules on eligibility, their own rules on transferring and transfer ports. So it's basically like everything. They're not even a part of that NCAA coalition no more. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it sucks, bro.
Well, because what it officially announces, because like with the Chambliss thing and the professional, the EuroLeague men's basketball, like all of that, you look at it and you go, maybe that's not the best for college sports, right? Maybe these older guys shouldn't be playing. Or Chambliss is like, really, they bent the rules because he had a cough. A cough, right? Like
tonsillitis.
He had tonsillitis, and so he couldn't play. Whatever. What this says, because to me, this is the biggest no in sports, is you can't gamble, especially on your own team.
Right.
And you can get away with it.
Right.
So now, what's the next question? Any person that wants to stretch the boundaries, the first thing that pops in their heads, well, what else can I do?
Right.
And so then it opens the door something like
everything.
Who's to say you can't just juice steroids, get deemed ineligible, and go injunction?
I'm appeal.
Because this, I mean, is this not on that same level? It's just
listen. This opens you up to everything.
Yeah,
it opens you up to everything. Basically, it's like, what are the rules? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what are the rules? I make a rule. You don't follow the rule. The punishment is you get suspended or whatever it is for that. And instead of it happening, you say, you know what? F your rules.
Yeah.
I'm going to court. And I'm going to appeal this in court. And I don't care if I win, but it's going to tie up your rules until I'm done and I've gotten what I've wanted and I've moved on. And you know what? The other guy's going to do the same thing and the same thing and the same thing until you're now fussing and everybody's fussing about, well, how can they do that? Why can they do that? You know why? Because they allow it to happen.
Yeah.
And there's no rules. Everyone's finding a loophole for something. Everyone's finding a loophole as if there's like, bro, before all of this came about, like before me and everyone else before me, they were following those rules.
Right.
And if it happened, they was getting kicked out or whatever it was. You understand? So now because the money has come into play, and there's NIL, and there's the collective, and there's money going to these guys, and it's $5 million, $4 million. That's what's causing this thing to us that's what's causing these people to break the rules.
Right.
That's exactly what's causing these boosters to step up and threats and all this. It's because of money.
Yeah, that's all it is. And before we get out, I just want to ask you, as a college athlete in the late 90s, early 2000s, did you think at a time when you played where you couldn't even walk in to McDonald's and have somebody pay for a burger for you, that it would get to the place it is right now?
No, bro. I thought it would, but not as quick as it has. And also not to the level.
Right.
Like, I never thought quarterbacks would be getting paid $5 million in college. I never in my...
And you can take that $5 million and gamble on it.
And you can gamble with it.
On your own team.
Exactly.
Turn it into $20 million.
No, I've never thought that I would see... I thought that, guys would get, like, compensation at some point for, but I never thought you'd be getting NFL salaries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, 1 year, $5 million. And I never, bro. I never thought that.
It's crazy.
And I'm happy for them because they deserve that money. The NCAA is taking some, but, bro, something has to be done to it because it's just getting out of control.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because I'm sure at some point you look at it, you are like, damn, I wish that was around whenever I played.
Yeah.
Because Noah and I look at our old high schools, we're like, damn, look at the gym that they built.
Yeah,
we
look
look at the facilities, I wish I had that. You're like, I would have taken $5 million to play
Hell
quick.
yeah. I would have took all that. I ain't lying to you. For real. Because you fight for it, you see it. You see the coaches getting millions and millions of dollars for coaching you, and you see your own paraphernalia in the shops and stuff like that. Even if they don't put your name on a jersey, man, you see a stadium full of 6, and you
know what it is.
Right? You know what I mean? So yeah, I would have loved to have been getting some of this bread.
And, hey, if you wouldn't have stayed for 4 years, you could come back. Could have.
You ain't lying.
I mean, it's true. At this point, it doesn't even matter he stayed for 4. Like, why
That's
not?
what I'm saying.
I mean,
5 for 5.
That's how it is.
Tyron put out this tweet yesterday before we let you out of here, where he legit was like, he straight up said, "Can I return back to college football? I only played 2 seasons, should have 2 more eligibility years left. Can you find me a judge in Louisiana who can see to it that Honey Badger gets to finish his last 2 years of college football? Who's going to say no?"
Nobody.
Not me.
Nobody. I know.
I bring the Badger back.
This judge didn't say no.
Show ain't.
That's all you need.
That's it.
That's all you need.
And you in Louisiana, so it's over with already.
That's
you know
all
what I
need.
mean?
Bro,
It is crazy that he has 2 years.
Because
he was
because
like, he did so much in 2.
Because LSU bent the knee to the NCAA and said, we're going to kick him off the team.
Yep. They should have filed an appeal.
Yeah, injunction.
They should have injunction. They'd have been like Sorsby. The Badger would have been there for 2 more years if he wanted it.
Oh,
it is crazy that he had all that in just 2 years.
2 years.
Ro, we appreciate you making some time for us. I know you got a busy day, but we'll talk to you again soon. Get you back in here.
Time, you know that.
You got it. All right, we'll take a quick break here. We'll come back, close it out right after this.
WARDO'S was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown NATCHEZ with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, WARDO'S was born. So go visit WARDO'S today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granding at GOMART and On The Go Deli.
GOMART has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by WARDO'S Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's a repair, a replacement, or a storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here as we close out this Tuesday morning's show. Appreciate all of you hanging out with us through the week as you've got Stanley Cup tonight, got an NBA Finals tomorrow night, and then you've got a weekend of what?
Gambling.
Omaha? Ah. It still gets me. I'm just getting sad again every weekend. Regional weekend, I got sad. Then I started to feel better once it was over. Then Supers got here, and I got sad again.
It does make me so, upset.
And then Omaha's really going to do it to me. Because now, yeah. Because last year, of course, you make it to Omaha. We go to Omaha. We have quite the experience in our first month of being a show. But just the experience of Omaha in general. And so now I'm going to see the stadium and the field on TV, and I'm going to be like, it's going to break.
Seeing Seth do the home run derby, ugh. And I don't like the people who are like, oh, I'm glad the season ended 3 weeks ago.
No.
We don't have to see this team lose in a regional or a Super Bowl. You know what I would fucking give for LSU to rip my heart out one more?
No! Get out.
Get out.
I'm going to tell you why I had to do it. I tried to clean it up last night.
And you screwed it up?
I messed it up.
It will get you.
We start again today.
Oh, lovely. Single?
Huh?
Single?
All of them.
Oh.
There you go.
I'm in there. Let him check.
Oh, I'll run the Twitter account for Tingle and Co. in Barstool.
He shaved his beard.
Oh,
he did.
Mr.
I do
Fun
know that
shaved
feeling
his
because
beard.
the one time I did have to shave my mustache because I went to line it up and I flubbed it.
Are we matching
I thought
today?
you were the same person.
Did y'all see what he did?
We saw.
Yeah, I don't believe him. I don't believe him either.
I don't believe him either. I think that's why the Knicks lost last night, to be honest with
Wow, it could be.
I don't believe that he screwed it up. I think he just shaved it.
That's what I think too.
Important news that's come across the wire today, to be honest.
Him shaking his face.
Yeah.
I mean, that is massive.
I'm disappointed.
I think he hit the over. I think he cashed the over.
All right. He says he's running it back about October, November. So.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know.
God, I can't believe he did it.
He was getting close.
He was doing.
I was almost. That's the thing.
He was
pussy.
almost.
He was
Pussy.
almost there.
Pussy.
He was almost.
We might
there.
have to suspend him for a week unless he goes and gets an injunction. Against us to come back on the show.
That's my thing. Is like, because if I could, because he can grow a beard. He can. It's like full beard can grow.
Yeah.
If I could, I would. I can't.
Right.
And so it pisses me off that he sold himself short.
Well, you
didn't
just
even
did
give it
all
the
that for
chance.
nothing. You looked homeless for like a week and a half
For no reason.
For no reason. There's no end of the line.
Daddy's home.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel. I just finished that show last night.
Well, no, I'm saying, look who's back and look what happened. He was scared.
I think so too. I do think that played a part in. I mean, come on.
I mean, we've gotten a peek behind the mind of Mr. Fun.
Of course. It's been fun.
This was weighing heavily on his mind.
Psychoanalyzing him.
Pussy.
Lloyd gets good reads on people. I will say, if you ever run into Lloyd,
He's perceptive.
he will tell you everything about yourself. He sniffs you out quick.
Thank you.
Unless, see, that's why I just tell him everything.
Yeah,
and then he doesn't know what. He just doesn't know what to believe.
Well, then you
He's
start
like,
turning into me where you're lying to your new friend.
Yeah. That was so much
The
fun.
only one that I will say Lloyd didn't sniff out right away was Christian. But I think part of it's because Christian
how could
wasn't
you know
himself
that yet.
Like, he's grown into the young man he is now.
Watched him turn into a tyrant.
Yes.
He was just a little boy in a chair.
Yeah. We have raised him.
It's my fault. I blame myself.
Partly. He's got Noah qualities about him, too. It's funny. There will be times where he'll do things, and you can see me or Lloyd in his actions.
Yeah. I would say he's...
Yay! The king is back.
He's back.
Oh.
What's up?
How are we doing? Good morning, sir.
What's up, sir? Good morning. Welcome back.
Oh, the sunshine is back.
I think y'all kept everything in line while I was gone.
We did.
We tried our best.
How are y'all?
Oh, we're doing
Good.
great now. How are you?
Good.
How was the trip?
Amazing. 6 countries in 3 weeks.
There you go.
You know, I didn't get the chance to call y'all back or.
That was awesome.
That was great.
I was literally sitting in Barcelona going, let me look at this, and I saw y'all were on. I'm like, let me see if I can get on this.
Yeah, no, it was great.
So,
it was a pleasant surprise.
I was reading everything. I did watch y'all a couple of times, and
we saw you in the chat every now and again on YouTube, Facebook.
Hello, good morning.
From wherever.
Yeah,
whichever one of the 6 countries.
How
it
are
was.
you? Man, you looking good. You lost a little weight while I've been gone.
I actually gained 20 pounds since you left.
All right. I hope it works out for you, bud.
I was stress eating. I was nervous.
Why?
I was much.
You were gone.
He missed you.
Yeah, I miss you.
Well, I'm back, bud.
Did you miss me?
I did. I missed y'all. I really did. I missed
hell
everybody.
yeah.
Like
Hell yeah.
literally, I got my fix on YouTube. I
Yeah.
was like, look, that and social media.
Love that.
The problem is the time difference, man. It was killing.
Yeah.
It was like 6 hours ahead, and so
I
like
could imagine.
y'all were getting up, and I was getting ready to. go
That's
have
your
dinner.
prime time to go explore or do dinner wherever you were.
You know,
at, I would
they
assume.
eat dinner late, eat lunch and dinner late. So like I was eating lunch at like 2:00 in the afternoon and dinner at like 9.
Really?
Yeah, they don't
9
eat.
o'clock at night seems very late.
No, not in Europe. Not in Europe.
Interesting.
Oh, they start the day later too. Like they don't really do.
Yeah.
I don't
I guess
know.
that's
My
true.
wife didn't get that memo because I started my days early.
That's my least favorite thing about
Me
traveling.
too.
I'm not
That changing hotels.
Yeah, well,
Changing
I didn't have to do
hotels.
that, but like
We went from a cruise to Munich, Germany. From Munich, we spent 2 or 3 days in Munich. We went to Austria, spent a day or two in Austria, and went to Switzerland, spent 3 or 4 days there. And so it was rough. It was rough. It was really rough.
Yeah.
So,
that sounds it.
Sounds
it
very
was.
rough.
Yeah.
I had some great beer, great sausage.
Oh, the food review from Germany was
Dude, it was
excellent.
great.
That was a
Yeah.
famous
It was excellent.
Hassenbrau house or brewery house. It was amazing. Literally, I literally walk in and I go, Joanne. She goes, what? I go, Wyatt would love this. My daughter goes, seriously? That's the first thing you think of when you walk in there? I go, sausage. This dude would kill it. I ate a sausage. What did they call it? A house sausage platter. It was like 3 or 4 different sausages. You would love it, dude.
Love
it was
that.
Some
unbelievable.
sausage and some beer.
I appreciate that you were thinking of it. And I appreciate you kept the 6th chair open for,
just
for
in
my
case.
spirit.
Just in case. Yeah.
I
In
was
case
there
you
in
showed
spirit.
up.
Just in case.
Well, where's your favorite Favorite place that you stopped?
Well, I like Italy, but we didn't spend up. We would day tripped all the time. We were on a cruise through Italy. But besides Italy, Munich, Germany, London was my least favorite. Rude people.
I agree.
Traffic is atrocious. 5 miles took us 55 minutes in a cab.
God,
and I'm like, they're like, why didn't you walk? I go, because it's like over a bridge, and I'm not doing all of that. And so London was my least favorite. The people in the hotel we stayed, I got to meet a cousin of one of the Saudi crown royal prince.
Wow.
His cousin rode an elevator, super nice guy.
Any NIL?
Yeah.
No, but I literally, when I found out who it was, like he got in an elevator with us, and he was talking, and very nice gentleman in his regalia. And when they got in this big Maybach Mercedes and they left. Yeah. And I asked the bellman, I mean, who is that? And he goes, man, it's a cousin to the Saudi crown prince. And I literally looked at my wife. I go, look around. She goes, for what? I go, see if he dropped $1 million. You could use it. I mean, come on. I go, that guy could, like, he's right there with Elon Musk. Right. Like that the Saudi royal prince's cousin. She goes, it's his cousin. I go, he's still rich. I promise you that.
He's still rich.
He's taken care of.
No doubt. But that was my least favorite, was London. I checked it off my list. I won't ever have to go back there.
Really? Was the food good? Because I've heard people say there's not good food in London.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay. I gotta go back and reprocess where I ate because we traveled so much. Yeah. That's the problem with traveling that long for 3 weeks. You eat in so many different places. You kind of forget where was I when this happened, and it kind of runs together. But great to be back on American soil.
There you go.
It's unbelievable. How's everybody in the chat? Everybody's been good.
Everybody's good. Gage is very excited. Glimmer for Debt's very excited.
Excited to have you back.
Good.
Gage said, yes, Wyatt loves places with a lot, in all caps, lot of sausage.
No doubt.
Of course.
No doubt.
We had hot dogs yesterday.
We did.
Did you? Good.
Yeah, we did the cooking show with Ro and Lloyd's wonderful mother.
I've seen your mother. I've seen that. I mean, look, I tell you what. Why don't you cook like that?
Because she does. But
he could do it. That's the thing. Like he has like moments where it's like he could 100% cook. He just doesn't do it.
So, I'd cook.
If he had to.
I've just never seen
if I have to. I don't blame you. I
don't blame you. Let him cook for you as long as he can.
Look, there's a saying, too many cooks in the kitchen. I don't need to, let her do her thing.
Good call.
I agree.
So 2 is that number.
One of the best meals I had was in Florence for lunch. Chicken liver. Chicken pate.
Yeah, chicken liver's great.
Chicken liver pate was, I literally, the guy was like, hey, man, I'll send you some home for you. And I'm like, I ate probably 6 of these, I don't know, little things with pate. It was amazing. It was crazy. It was amazing. I'm telling you, that was probably one of the best meals I had.
Yeah, that would be my main traveling food.
Wiener Schnitzel, I ate that 4 times.
Oh, we have.
Wait, when you got in Baton Rouge?
No.
Literally,
I'm thinking that when I see it, I'm like, Wiener Schnitzel. Well, this isn't Wiener Schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzels is gray hamburgers and hot dogs that don't look like hot dogs.
It's a front for a drug running operation.
Whatever. But I literally had Wiener Schnitzel 4 times while I was there, and it was amazing all 4. Finally, I just all right, enough. I'm done. I'm done. So talked to Coach Wade while I was over there a couple of times.
Watched some basketball, maybe.
I watched last night. Was the first time I got to watch because of the time difference.
Of course.
We got to watch on the car ride home from New Orleans. We got to watch some of the NBA final, which was great. I love the Spurs won. I'm not a big Knicks fan.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Spurs.
I'm not a big Knicks fan. I want the Knicks to win just because it
would be crazy.
No. I don't like Ben Stiller. He's a jerk. I don't like what's his name, Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, get out of here. Handsome. Like enough. I really want.
It was funny seeing the courtside seats at the Knicks game last night. Just all the celebrities that haven't gone to a Knicks game.
I said the same thing to my daughter last night. I go, Alexis. She goes, Dad, those seats were going for like somewhere around $1 million a piece.
Yeah,
and I go, those people are cutting up like they've never cut. Like the only one that was really been there, Spike Lee.
Right.
Everybody else is just like there because they want to be there to be seen. I'm like, screw that. That's why I don't want the Knicks to win.
Yeah.
But I love passionate fan bases.
Of course.
And that is one of the most passionate fan bases
in
all of sports. And like Timothy Chalamet, he's been there like the entire. I
respect
somebody.
Fan.
He is a super fan.
Took a picture with Landry Fields.
Yeah, so I respect the hell out of that. Like I hope they win for the fan. I would like to see them win.
Douchebag.
I love
not you, him.
My favorite thing about the Knicks is the former players courtside, and then I love that there's like the brotherhood of John Starks and Patrick Ewing and Bernard
Larry
King
Johnson.
and these guys like
Willis
locked
Reed.
in, just watching the game and all about it.
So then I'm in Germany. We get to Munich, and we're walking from the hotel. Literally throw our bags in a room. We go and walk, and I'm going to Hassenbrau for dinner, and it's this cool like area where there's no cars. It's just open. It's pubs and stuff, and there's a TV on, and guess what's on? PSG Arsenal. And these people are going batshit crazy for it. And I'm like, and my daughter's like, Dad, you want to watch it? And I'm like, no, we got dinner. We're going to dinner. And then we saw the PSG won, and then Paris goes up in flames, kind of like New York. Like I'm at a loss. Like when the Saints won the Super Bowl, we didn't destroy New Orleans. We went out and partied and laughed and in the streets. These people are burning the city. Like what? And then last night. Was it last night or the night before last that the Knicks won? And I know they didn't win last night, but they had to like literally there was riots and shit. Like, dude, cut it out.
Oh, they started fighting last night.
Yeah, it was a brawl. Like, come on, stop.
That's one of the things. I think that's part of why it's.
I want to see
if the Knicks win. That place is going to be unbelievable.
I to give Lloyd credit, I am kind of an agent of chaos in this arena. I would love to see as much chaos as possible. My end goal is I would love to see the Knicks win in Game 6. I would love them to win the finals in New York in Game 6, the same day that France has their first World Cup match in New York also, because that would just be...
It would be a crazy day.
Like, chaos. I think that would
tell you
be
what,
awesome.
World Cup is all over Europe. Like, they're ready for World Cup. I mean, everywhere you went, they had scarves with World Cup and their teams on it. It was good. It was
There had
fun.
to be some fans on your flight back, huh?
No.
No?
No, it was
Interesting.
90% American.
Oh, wow. Okay.
90%. Listen, I ran into a lot of American people in Europe right now. There's a ton of American.
Any LSU fans?
No LSU. Well, there was one guy on a plane from Atlanta, but that doesn't really count.
Because that's my thing is I always
doesn't really count.
I love because when I went to Vegas for the game, like I was running into like people working at the shops in the casino hotels that
From
they would see me and they'd be like, I'm from Alexandria, and I'm like,
really?
I did not working at this store,
and I wore like one or two LSU pullovers.
Yeah,
not one Go Tigers.
Because I always travel in LSU gear for that point.
I don't know why I didn't travel with LSU stuff, but I mean I had literally two pullovers and
I always travel in something LSU just to get.
It was fun though. Look, I miss you guys. You would love Europe. You'd probably go broke because of eating, because Europe right now is very expensive.
That's what I've heard.
But the food, like, so I got to send y'all, once I get out of here, I'll send it to you. So I had a dinner in, I don't know where I was, and I got this pasta in a Parmesan wheel.
Oh, I love
that.
Oh, wow.
And so they literally come to the side of the table, and they pour the pasta in, and then they start scraping the side, mixing the Parmesan cheese. Oh, my God. Here's the thing. And I'm like, hey, can I get chicken in that? And they go, yeah. Well, they just bring you chicken on the side. You got to cut it up and put it in there yourself. It was so much, I couldn't eat it. And it's so rich that after about 5 or 6 bites, you go, oh, my gosh, I don't know if I can eat all of this. So it was amazing.
That sounds outstanding.
Well, the thing with Europe is it's such, I wouldn't say it's like healthy, but it's so like it's organic. It's all like fresh food. So you're not going to like gain. You honestly, a lot of people say they go to Europe, eat more than they do in America, and like come back losing
I didn't
like
get on a
5
scale.
pounds.
I didn't get on a scale, but you also walk. Like I think one day I walked 17,000 steps.
Wow.
And so it was fun. You would really listen. I think I love Europe, and I travel with my nieces and nephews who my niece, not my nephews, my niece, 2 nieces who have never been over there, and they stayed with me for an extra week and a half or 10 days while their parents came back, and they were. It was culture shock for them because they loved it. Don't get me wrong, but they don't know what to eat. And a couple of days ago, I'm eating lunch, and I go on a hamburger, and the guy goes, "Hey man, it ain't a hamburger like you think." And I'm like, "Just bring it, I'll try it." And so what they do is they take a beef tenderloin, they season it, then they coat it and deep fry it, and then they put it on a bun. And so I'm like, this is different.
Yeah.
But it was amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't sound bad.
No, it was amazing. And I'm like, and then, I did the Wiener Schnitzel the first time, and then the guy's like, you get potato salad with it, or you get some kind of side with it. And they, Wiener Schnitzel is just basically milk-fed veal, and it's pounded down and then coated and fried, and usually that's it. Like you get a side with it, but it's dry. But they always serve you with like a cup of cherry sauce or blueberry sauce, whatever sauce they have, and you dip it in there, and it gives it a little more. But it's amazing. I'm telling you, I think I ate it 3 or 4 times while I was there, and I'm like, enough. I can't have any more. Sausage was amazing. The last night we were there, we went and went to a restaurant before we flew home, and I got, literally, it said pretzel, salami, or ham. And so I'm like, hey, man, I want that. And he goes, okay, what do you want, salami or ham? I go, I want both. He goes, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you cheese with it. I'm like, great.
Perfect.
A pretzel about this big, not very thick, and they slice it in half and make a sandwich out of it.
Oh, my God.
Wyatt. Amazing.
I know.
Amazing.
I want to go to Europe so bad.
I'll tell you what, you and I went to Europe, we'd put an ass whooping on the food.
Damn straight.
I'm telling you. It's amazing.
Disney Cruise buffet in Europe.
Oh,
We're killing it.
Disney was okay. I mean, Disney Cruise was okay. It wasn't.
You went on a Disney cruise while in Europe? Oh, no way.
Yeah, so we got on a boat in Barcelona, cruised over to Cagliari, which is, most people say Caligari. It's Cagliari in Sardinia. Yeah. We went up to Naples to Rome, Civitavecchia, Rome. From there, we went to somewhere else and then back to Barcelona. Got on a plane in Barcelona, flew to Munich, Germany, Munich to Austria, Austria to Switzerland, and then home. So, yeah.
That is the cool thing about Europe is you can travel around like you're going country to country, and realistically, in terms of the United States, you're going from like Oklahoma to like North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, we did one train, and I'm not a train type of person. Really 2 trains, but I'm not a train type of person. So when we went from Germany to Austria, my wife's like, yeah, I turned around and booked us some airplane because you're not a train type of guy. Trains with luggage is not fun. Yeah. So it's a pain in the ass. I'm like, yeah. So we flew Munich, Austria, Switzerland, Atlanta. So, yeah, it was fun. Got back late last night. Of course, Atlanta, our flight gets delayed. Should have been home earlier, but yeah.
Right. Welcome back to America.
Yeah, exactly.
This shit works.
Exactly. And look, trains in Europe, like if they say they're leaving at like 10:15, your ass better be there at 10:15 because at 10:16, we're out of here.
Love that.
AIS. Yeah, I'm coming.
Do a tour first, so you
okay. All right, thanks. So, so it was.
I love that. AIS, ass in seat.
Yeah, get out of here.
Leaving.
Get out of here. I mean, like, get on. Mm-hmm. Get on. Don't sit and wait. Mm-hmm. You know,
because the worst thing in New York is when you're like trying to get to work on the subway and then the fucking train just sits there. Yeah. And you're like, why are we waiting? Well, some jackass is prying open the door.
So the reason why my flight was late last night, leaving Atlanta to come to New Orleans, was we were waiting for the flight attendants from another flight.
Oh.
I'm like, y'all don't have these people in like a storage room? You can pull them out and go, hey, jump on this one?
Storage room. Just power them up and get in.
Yeah, let's go.
You could do. I mean, that's probably if you're.
So what did I miss LSU wise? Like, what's going on? Like football
recruiting. Ed O is back.
I saw that.
Yep, that was that's probably been the biggest news is Coach O coming back. Recruiting wise they've had 4 commits this week, couple of big recruiting weekends.
We've been lamenting LSU baseball.
Watching
regionals and
postseason
super
baseball
regionals here, and then we're just it'd be nice to be in it.
Yep.
Well, you know,
because it was the year of the upset.
So I heard some rumors over in Europe. I was getting some phone calls and text messages. They're trying to keep Stephen Milam.
Yep, working hard.
That'd be nice.
Is he that good though?
I mean, it depends on who you're asking and what's
asking
keeping
you.
him.
I'm asking you.
Yes.
Okay. Defensively, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think he's got. I mean, he hit over 300 this year with double-digit home runs.
Yep.
Okay. So I heard they're making a big push to keep him and Jake Brown.
Yes.
So I got a couple of calls, and I'm like, good luck.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Good luck. Good luck.
Look, crowdfund it.
Yep.
Basketball. I literally
illegal.
had to text Coach Wade, and I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? You've been quiet. I know you're in Europe. And so,
I'm surprised you didn't run into him in Europe.
No, he wasn't in Europe. I asked him, man, you need me to recruit anybody in London? He goes, no, they're terrible in London.
Okay.
I go, okay, what about Barcelona, Spain? Some good guys in Spain. I go, you need me to make a house call for you? No, I'm good. What about Austria or Germany? Well, Germany is not too bad. And I'm like, yeah, okay. He goes, you're not going to Turkey? I'm like, no, I'm not going to Turkey.
No, that's
staying out of there. Staying out of there. So, but
you didn't change your travel plans for Coach Wade?
I would have, absolutely.
100%.
Send me to Turkey. I'll go to Turkey.
Absolutely. I literally went to the United Bank of Scotland and asked for Wyatt Vaughn's account number, and they said we don't have a Wyatt Vaughn here. I figured you were storing some money over there in Switzerland.
No, it's 2 Go-Gurts and a brownie.
That's not. I don't think they house that over there.
Yeah, I don't think
chocolates
so
maybe, but yeah.
cheese.
Yeah. Swiss cheese.
That's my bank account is Swiss cheese.
It stinks.
Yeah. It's full of holes.
Well, good, man. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to see you guys.
Have you back.
Kept everything in check.
We tried our best. We made improvement. We needed to stop bouncing the ball on the ground. We got a silent basketball.
Nice.
So it makes no noise.
Nice.
Now.
Yeah, I got that email, and I'm like, "What is who?" I figured y'all were playing in there, and I'm like, "What's going on?"
Bouncing a golf ball on the ground.
And they like, man, for 2 days, and I'm like, whatever.
It's okay.
Whatever.
Well, they started using our bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, second floor's coming to the third floor.
Yeah, well, we're gonna deal with that.
We are because
we caught him today.
I caught him brown-handed earlier.
Whoa. That's the other thing. Like Europe had terrible bathrooms. Water closets.
Really?
Excuse me. Yeah, terrible.
Like is it a water pressure thing or?
No, it's just like in the public restrooms. It's nasty, and you pay to get in them. Like you got to pay like a €1 or a franc or something. Sometimes it's like, this is nasty.
To do your business?
Yeah, one or two.
Pay?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, or you got to go in a restaurant and buy a water or a Coke or something.
Or you just shit in the street.
Yeah.
Try not to do that.
Yeah.
But
immerse yourself in
Cokes,
culture.
Cokes you get like two. You have to ask for ice, and then they give you 2 cubes and a lemon. I'm like, keep the lemon. I don't need it.
I'll trade this lemon for 2 more cubes.
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, y'all have like a take on ice. Like, is there a shortage of ice? Like, give me an ice bucket.
It was the same way whenever we went eons ago, and that was the first thing that I realized. Like, oh, you're not getting ice.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want to give it to you. They don't really want to give you Coke either. They want you to drink wine.
Yeah.
And
look, I'm all about
me
drinking
too.
wine
Look,
and beer and stuff like that, but every
point.
now and then I need a Coca-Cola. You know what I did drink last night when I finally got home? That I did not have in Europe.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
He's on a Dr. Pepper kick, too. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. It was amazing.
Dr. Pepper is
with ice.
Yeah.
No, it was cold. It was already. I just drank it out the little bottle. It was like amazing.
So they just serve it lukewarm?
Well,
like
no,
Coke?
it's like it's a little cool.
I was gonna say if it's cold with no ice, I could
cool.
deal with it.
It's cool.
Yeah, see that's odd. That's really
So I'm like,
odd.
and literally, and they knew you were American. Coke? Can I get a Coke? Ice, lemon, ice, no lemon.
Yeah, that's so
I don't understand
odd.
what they putting a lemon in there.
I feel like when I go to a fast food restaurant and they have like the drink fountain, I don't put ice in my cup. I just get the drink because it comes out cold.
Right, that's fine.
Because
you get extra
I
drink. The
ice.
ice takes up space.
Give me ice. Yeah, I hear, but look, on those things, they're free refills.
That is true.
Well, if you're eating in the store.
And by the way,
normally I'm taking
and
it.
then when I take it to go, I put ice in.
Cokes in Europe don't come in. Well, very few come in cans. Mostly it's little bottles. Glass bottles.
The glass bottle Cokes are really good, though. I've always preferred those
as long as
for
they're
some
cold.
reason.
But like McDonald's, Burger King, saw a ton of those. Saw some Five Guys over there.
There we go.
Starbucks, of course. But you know what I did not see? And I'm very disappointed.
Godfathers.
Well, besides that, you weren't going to get that. No Raising Cane's and no Taco Bell.
Damn.
Wow.
Like, what is wrong with these European people?
No Taco Bell.
No taco smell. I'm like, come on.
You want to talk about shitting in the street. If Taco Bell was introduced into the European diet, there would be a problem. They should do it, though, because the amount of money they would make on people paying to go to the
You get a euro just to use the toilet.
Oh, my gosh.
You need to get a toilet token with every Taco Bell order.
Yeah, I agree.
And look,
a golden shit ticket.
McDonald's everywhere. Different menus. I should have taken a menu. I went in to use the bathroom. Then I'm in one of these cities. It was either Germany, Austria. I think it was Germany. And I go in to use the bathroom. And so I'm like, hey, go buy a water so I can use the bathroom. I'm walking down the stairs because it's downstairs. And this guy goes, hey, go ahead. He goes, you need to tip me. I go, excuse me?
What?
Yeah, I clean the bathroom. And I go, well, that's for McDonald's to do. And he's like, what? I go, that's for McDonald's to do. I don't have to tip you to clean their bathroom. And he just looked at me. I go, look, dude, here's a euro. Leave me alone. Just like, let me go
and
pee.
they comment on our like tipping thing with waiters and waitresses.
They don't really like tips. They don't like.
Well, this guy's begging for tips.
Yeah, but that guy's begging. Like. But most restaurants, when you like they'll give you the credit card machine and they'll go, would you like to add a tip? And it's like, yeah. So it's like 5, 10, 15. There's nothing over 15%.
Wow.
They get paid
that is super interesting.
Yes, I don't know.
They don't believe in the tip system because they
okay. Well, then take the tip off. I'm not tipping.
Well, no, some restaurants don't even have the tip line.
Yeah. Some of them don't, but I mean, I feel bad. I know
because
coming
so
from
ingrained.
America.
Yeah, that's crazy. Is it sad that like I would love to go to Europe and the food would obviously be a massive part. Like I'd love to eat all the really nice food, but I'd love to go to like McDonald's in every country also, just to see how it's different. McDonald's has been such a big part of my life.
So when I was in Hong Kong, I had McDonald's and I had pizza, like Domino's. The pizza, literally, you could hold it up and see through it. It was that thin.
Wow.
Really?
It was that thin. And McDonald's, like, I got chicken nuggets. I'm assuming they were chicken. But you didn't get barbecue sauce. You got, like, sweet and sour sauce. Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
It was different. Didn't eat any fast food while I was there. So literally, I was on the plane sitting next to my daughter. She was across the aisle from me. I'm like, what do we want to eat? She goes, Dad, I'm not thinking of food. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm not thinking of food. I'm like, all right. She goes, I've eaten. Yesterday on the way home, my snack, of course, they feed you twice on a plane. It's a 9.5-hour trip. My snack was a cheeseburger with grilled onions, and it was phenomenal.
Grilled onions.
It was phenomenal.
I love onions.
It was my first meal was a short ribs and stuff, and he's like, "You done?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You want your dessert?" I go, "Yeah," because as soon as I eat that ice cream, I'm going to bed. And so I did. I put my little eye mask on because you fly throughout the day. Slept for about 3.5, 4 hours on a 9-hour flight, and got up and
paced around. Watch anything?
No, I played games. I don't like watching movies because then you got to put their headsets in.
See, I have to watch movies on flights because I can't sleep on a plane for some reason.
If you lay down flat, you can.
Yeah, I don't know that you could be.
I don't know.
Able to do that.
I mean, you would like be lodged, and you're like, "Hey, we need some grease to get him out."
Yeah, probably. That's fine. They have to helicopter me out of a plane.
Yeah.
Which
no,
is
you
insane.
just got to slide you out of the seat.
Okay.
So, but
Draws
listen,
life.
I thought you lost weight, bud. I mean,
I appreciate that.
You
I
know?
didn't.
You
I
need to
appreciate
walk
it,
more.
though. It's the hot dogs.
I can't wait to see what my health app says since I'm not going to walk a whole bunch today.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you jet lagged at all?
So I got home. We got home about 9 last night. Unpacked a little. Ran an errand too, real quick before. Went straight to bed. Slept really good, and at 5:30, my eyes popped wide open. And I'm like, oh shit! Like I had my alarm set, and I was gonna sleep late today, and then I literally at 5:30, my eyes popped open, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna get up.
I'm awake.
I guess I'm gonna. And then my wife wakes up, and she wakes up at like 6, and she's like, what time did you get up? I go, about 30 minutes ago. She goes, yeah, I thought I was going to sleep longer. I said, yeah. So I think I'm going to hit the wall today at some point.
You will.
Yeah.
You know? But it is what it is.
I'm glad you had a good trip.
Had a great trip. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, literally, I was jonesing to get back. My wife's like, what's the matter? I go, man, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, that's a long time.
That is
away
a
from
long
home.
time, yeah.
That's the thing about those traveling vacations. Whenever, look, my mother does it, and it's not a vacation.
No,
it's
more.
It's work.
Yeah, it's more like I'm ready to take like literally I would.
You're exhausted.
We get in a room at like 10:30 from eating dinner. And I'm like, what time do I have to be up tomorrow? My wife is really. I mean, I've been married for 30-something years. My wife is like, look, we're not getting started till 11 tomorrow. I'm like, yes. So I can sleep till 10, get up, take a shower, go eat breakfast, and so that
Actually enjoy myself.
Yeah. Well, I would
only
say
had like 2 days like
with a 3-week vacation, for me, I feel like you'd have to have some like no days in there where you kind of just hang out, do
we
it,
had a
you just have
couple.
a chill.
I
But
think we
you
had one or
guys seem
two.
like you were on the move the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, well, you don't want to just lay up in a hotel room in Munich, Germany.
Right.
You want to go out. You want to go out and explore, and that I mean, look, you get worn down. You get worn down. And so
that's why I feel like the week, maybe week and a half, is the best. I think 2
weeks would be ideal as long as you're not ripping and running every day.
Yeah, because once that novelty wears off, and you're kind of like, oh, I already went and explored a new city yesterday.
And okay, so I got to pack. I've been here for 3 days now. I got to put my shit back in a suitcase. And I'm one to use the hotel laundry service. Like, hey, man, how quick can I get this back? We get it back to you tomorrow morning. Clean all of this. And so I used the packing cubes. I had 4 packing cubes. 3 came back clean, straight from the laundry. I just literally slid them in, put a little note on them that they were clean, so I knew which ones were clean. And then, but yeah, it just changing hotel. I like to stay in one place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, so when we took, I think the
home base.
The longest cruise we took was like 12 days years ago, and I liked it because I was in one place for 12 days. Now you moved, you in different ports, and you had to get up early in the morning sometimes. But you got to
your room was the same the entire time, on
like
the
a home base.
Yeah.
But then after you're there 12 days, and you got to pack your shit. It's like, oh, come on. Tell you this, Disney laundry service is a lot cheaper than Europe. Oh,
really?
I was spending like $200-300 at a hotel just to clean my stuff.
Oh my gosh!
Damn. So
when we were in Omaha last year, that was the longest I've ever been
in a place.
And it was what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, I can't do it.
10 days.
Yeah,
especially in
like
Omaha. Nope, done. Out of here.
It's just such a long time to not be at home.
Yeah, you miss your bed.
You do.
All
you just
of
miss the comforts of home.
Yeah. Like, I just want to be in my bed. Literally, I laid in my bed last night, and I'm like,
this is what I wanted.
I miss you. I miss you. What about the animals, your pets? I miss the bed.
Yeah.
And that literally, I probably the best sleep I had last night. Because like I said, you got hotels. In Switzerland, it was so cool. We went up to a mountain called Plata something, and it was 70-something hundred feet up. It was 40 degrees up there. At the base, it was 70. And I was in shorts and a pullover. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And then at nighttime, it would get down into like the 50s. So I would just literally open the windows to the doors to the balcony and just let the air come through.
That's awesome. Did y'all have AC the whole time?
Oh yeah, it was AC.
Okay,
but it's just not. It's not good AC. Like I keep my house at 58 degrees at night.
Yeah.
So I gotta get cold. I gotta have some cold.
I'm big on I have to sleep cold also.
Yeah.
I go 66 when I go to sleep, and then throughout the day I'll go 68.
Yeah.
Is the highest I'll.
Yeah, I'll never put anything higher than. We might go to 70 during the day when nobody's home, but as soon as I get home, we're dropping it. It's coming down, and it better come all the way down. When I get in bed, it better be at 58 degrees.
100%. That's the thing I'm scared about for Europe is I don't want because I like. It will ruin the trip. If I'm like hot and can't sleep,
I won't sleep.
It'll be a problem.
I walk the floors. I'm like, okay, now what? Let's go see something.
Yeah.
So
no, I will not sleep if it's hot. There's two. I can't sleep hungry and I can't sleep hot.
Me neither.
I don't do anything.
And I love hitting mini bars. Oh, I love hitting the mini bars in hotels. I hit the shit out of them.
No, they'll get you too.
Yeah, they ain't cheap out of the mini bar.
I didn't know peanut M&Ms could be $18.
The other morning I woke up and I open up the mini fridge and I open up this bottle and I go to take a big old swig of thing and it's carbonated water and I'm like,
yeah, that does suck.
It's terrible. So you have to tell everybody still water. I want still water. Still water.
Any TGI Fridays potato skins?
None. None. I did have some potato chips when we left. We left Barcelona, headed to Munich. That's what I ate for breakfast. Was 3 bags of potato chips, 3 different, and I didn't take pictures of them, but it like red paprika Lay's.
Interesting.
Some kind of Doritos, nacho chili Doritos, which was really good, and I forgot the other flavor. But
wow. I think I found a new flavor of the potato skins also. I don't know if we had them, cheddar and sour cream.
Didn't you bring them in here?
No, that was cheddar jalapeno.
Yeah, I like the cheddar jalapeno.
That one was
cheddar
good.
Jalapeno is really good.
But the cheddar and sour cream, I think,
is
new. Well, you were in Europe.
I know. You knew I was coming back. You could
this
have
was
a present
2 weeks
for me.
ago.
Well, I figured I would. What he can't do is buy them and then wait.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to wait to make sure you were back, and then I was going to go find them and get them again.
All right, I'll trust you.
And I don't want them to be stale.
I trust you.
Yeah, I know you trust
Mr.
me.
Fun almost grew a beard. I don't know if he told you.
I saw pictures of it. I'm like, I saw him this morning. I'm like, what happened to the beard? Oh, you saw it? I'm like, it actually didn't look bad.
It was going to look good.
We're pissed off.
So, funny thing, you shaved your mustache.
Mm-hmm.
So, the day I zoom in, we're literally sitting in a hotel room, which in Barcelona, the hotel was terrible.
Really?
It was a Radisson, and it was horrible. I literally thought I was in a hostel. And so we're sitting there, and I'm on, and my daughter sees you, and she goes, Dad, what did he do? And I go, what are you talking about? She goes, Noah shaved his mustache, and I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, no, he's got to grow it back.
I know,
like,
I have to.
I said, yeah, it was.
No,
it's jarring.
I did it for so the reason is last year for Omaha, I grew out the mustache. We make a run for the postseason. So this year, after the season ended before the SC tournament, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to do the flip side of it. So I shaved my face. It was the week of my birthday. Well, I decided to grow back because I'm sitting at Texas Roadhouse, and the server comes up, and my dad tells her it's my birthday, and she goes, well, how old are you? So I go, I'm turning 24. She was like, 24? I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you don't look that old. I was like, I gotta grow this facial hair back. I look like a kid.
No, so it was the first thing she commented. I'm like, oh wow.
It was the longest I'd ever got, and I'd gotten used to it. And then when I shaved it, I was like, I shouldn't have shaved that.
Mm-hmm. Good for you. Yeah. Good for you. All right, I got to get back. I got a ton of work to do.
Yep.
Good seeing you guys.
Us too.
See you. Glad you're back.
This is the first thing on the docket. Is I got to get back on the show.
Yeah. Everybody was laughing, and my wife and my daughter were giving me shit about calling in, and she's like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "We're sitting in a really shitty hotel in Barcelona, and we got a couple hours to spare. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Got to see you guys.
Check on the show.
Yeah. We got to check the guys out.
And we while you were gone, we hit 1 year.
Congratulations.
1 year officially of a show.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long? Did you get a job yet?
Oh, yeah.
He's a stripper.
Have you had sex while I was gone?
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
He's been doing it here.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Oh, come on. In the chair. I don't see a blow-up mattress, so it's got to be in the chair, right?
That's right.
No, I do it in Lloyd's chair.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
right
the first
in the view
time.
of the webcam.
Why is there clothes down here?
Oh, yeah, thanks for the shirt. I got the shirt on.
Oh, yeah. You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much. Thank you very
I
much.
forgot about that.
Yep.
So
Yeah, you left it when you took your shirt off to have sex under my desk.
You know that shirt.
at least
ain't
it's
fitting
not
me.
stiff.
Well, we'll see.
All right, fellas, good seeing
Good to
y'all.
see you.
Welcome back.
Welcome home.
Glad to be back. Glad to see you all.
Good to see you.
Vine, even your face, it was good to see.
Yeah.
I know. I'm happy. I'm smiling
glowing.
this morning.
What happened to the trim down or the cut down of the...
Locking back in.
Phase? He said he's going to lock back in.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
You know what, then I'm looking at you.
Yeah, huh?
I might have to get a bigger chair.
Oh, great.
No?
We can just slide me out. Like, you just butter me up and
Yeah,
I'll slide
grease 'em
right
up.
out.
Yeah, deep fry him like the wiener
If I got to
schnitzel.
grease you out to get you out of that chair, we got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Where's
Wow.
Christian?
He's at the beach.
he's at the beach.
He'll be back, and he's got plenty of stories for you.
Can't wait.
Oh, gosh.
Let's see you. Oh, Chucky Sunshine.
He's back.
Good to see him. Good to see him. We appreciate all of you hanging out with us here on this Tuesday morning. We'll be back tomorrow morning live at 8 a.m.
10 a.m.
8? Well, I've been putting it at 8:10 a.m.
8:10.